best phrase in sports. Football Friday. And we also have a World Series tonight. Absolutely sensational time of the sports calendar, my friends. How cool is it right now? College football is kind of rolling into shape, right? Indiana, Ohio State, Bama, Georgia, Vandy. Of course, Eagles and Gigantes on Sunday. Did you see that quarterback last night? Wow. You want to know how to throw from the pocket? You just watch, Justin Herbert, my boy. I posted a couple pictures of me and my boy, Justin Herbert. That dude was killing. And I do mean killing. Brian Flores, you want to know how you throw against a blitz? You watch Jedwin Hurts, and then you watch that dude. Woo! That's how you throw the football. That guy was awesome. By the way, Carson Wentz, hey, man, nice career. Really. I mean, at the end of the day, you had a shooting star moment when you were in Philadelphia. But, bro, you're done. I mean, holding on to the ball too long, making bonehead plays. You can't have any excuses on why he didn't play well last night. Look at all the talent around him. I mean, that guy is a shell of himself. He's just not – it's done. I mean, he's a perennial backup for the rest of his entire career as long as he plays in the National Football League. I mean, hey, kudos to him and what he did in Philly. Being part of that Super Bowl run, he was instrumental in it. But at the end of the day, man, holy shit. That guy was he was terrible last night. I got to say this also about Kevin O'Connell. I want someone to help me out here before we get into what I think happens in this game on Sunday against the Gigantes. By the way, Super Chats, go to the top and please hit that like button. So explain this to me like I'm M. Reyes, an idiot. Okay? So you had Daniel Jones on your practice squad. You had Sam Darnold on your football team, and Aaron Rodgers wanted to play in Minnesota, right? So let me add this up. The Seahawks are 5-2. The Colts are 6-1. And the Steelers are 4-2. So let me do my Miami math here. That's 5 losses and 15 wins. So you decided if you're Kevin O'Connell, I'm not going to play with Sam Darnold, who threw 35 touchdowns last year for you. 5-2 now with the Seahawks. Daniel Jones is 6-1 with the Colts. The Steelers are 4-2 with Rodgers. Rodgers called Kevin O'Connell and said, hey, I'd like to play in Minneapolis. You know what he said? We're going with J.J. McCarthy. You want to know why teams make mistakes and not winning football games? Right there in a nutshell is exactly what we're talking about, okay? That's right there. You're landing on Carson Wentz. And then passing on the rest of these guys. It's crazy. Explain that to me, man. You're not going to win any football games when you're doing crap like that. That's just not going to happen. Did you see Justin Herbert last night? Man, that's how you play quarterback. That guy's so good in the pocket. I will admit this, though. Homie's got to be more consistent, man. You're too freaking good. And you got too much God-given ability to have some of these bonehead games like you did the week before. They couldn't do anything against that Colts defense. You've got to be more. But then again, you got to remember something. Okay? You got to remember something. The Los Angeles Chargers are going to go how the passing game and how that quarterback plays. And so for, anybody here, and I look at and see what the guy did. I mean, man, I love me some Justin Herbert. Here's Xander. Get this. Here, let me take a look at something here about the. So he's not impressed. Well, let me take you a little around a little horn here. Let's go here and see how impressive he's actually been with that offense this year. So the Chargers have the third-ranked offense in pro football right now. Third. Eagles. Let's see where the Eagles are right now. Let's see, as an offensive football team. Where are them Eagles now? I can't see. Oh, there they are. They're 26th. I mean, let's take a look at that passing. Chargers are fourth. Let's see what them Eagles are down there. There they are. They're 22nd. Let's take a look at that Charger run game. Surely the Eagles are better than them. Oh, they're 13th. Let me see where the Eagles are. They're 30th. Matey. Let's see where they are in points scored. You got to be better. They are. They got 14 points. And the Chargers have, wait a minute. Let's see. Wait. No, they're 14th at 24-3. The Chargers are at 23-5. You got them there, matey. Look at the Eagles at red zone, baby. Number 1. Tush push. Let's see here on third down. Third down, which means what? Third down efficiency. The Chargers are second in pro football. Let's see what the Eagles are there on third down efficiency. They're 26th. You want to know what an offense is? The one in Los Angeles is the offense. Ain't that shit show in Philly? I mean, where we going here? Wasn't that impressed? He's not impressed with the number 3 ranked offense in pro football. But you must be impressed with the 30th ranked. All right. Hey, how you doing? All good. I know. Hey, it's all in the eye of the beholder, I guess, right? All right. What do we got going on here today? Xander's going to join us at 3:30 as always, man. Kicks ass in that segment too, by the way. Mike North, back by popular demand, will be in the 4:30 block. Then we will have Philly Godfather at 5:30. Oh, and by the way, Humpty's Dumplings. Remember I said that. Humpty's Dumplings. Somehow it ties in with Joe Krauss. Okay? We will do that at 3. We'll explain at 3. Okay? Humpty's Dumplings, baby. Humpty's Dumplings. That'll be at 3. We will explain Humpty's Dumplings and Joe Krauss. Remember I said that. Okay? We'll explain at the top of the hour. And I think Xander's going to be involved in this at 3:30. We'll explain, like I said, that will be at 3:30 with Xander. Mike North will be at 4:30. And the legendary Godfather will be with us at 5:30, getting you ready for the weekend football on Saturday with college and pro on Sunday. All right. I always do this on Friday with all of you. You tell me. Give me some scores. Give me some scores. How do you see this thing playing out? Then I'll give you my takeaway. How do you see this thing? Oh, we're going to get to AJ in a minute. Let's see here. 28-21. Have you scored 30 points this year, Jersey? See, Reyes? I don't believe you guys have scored 30 points as an offense all year long. The points you scored against the Buccaneers, That was a scoop and score on the punt, and the blocked field goal, you guys against the Rams scored on a blocked field goal. You haven't even scored 30 points, dude. You haven't scored 30 points all year. Well, then why'd you put 50 up, dickhead? I mean, defense is pissed. I just hope they're good. 28-17. Bob, you and I are right on with one another. That's my score. I got 28-17. Okay? I got 28-17 too. That's where I'm going. This is what I think happens in this game. Let's go by the numbers here a little bit, okay? Guys, hit that like button. Appreciate all of you coming aboard on this Sports/Football Friday. God, I love that. What a great time of the year too, man. It's absolutely great. So here's the Giants. 17th ranked total offense. Pass, they're 17th. Rush, they're 11th. Not bad. They can run the ball because of the mobility of the quarterback. They're 19th in scoring. In red zone, they're 27th. They don't really get into the end zone. Third down, they're 15th. They're in the middle of the league, kind of, right? Defensively, they're down at the bottom. I have no idea how that New York Giants team took belt to ass versus you guys. I have no idea how they beat you up last time they played you. They beat you physically up. They absolutely beat you down. I don't see it. Look at defensively here. Look at these numbers. And a lot has to do with the offense putting this defense in bad position. 29th in total defense, 26th in pass, 25th in rush. Scoring, they're 23rd. They give up points. Red zone, they're 22nd. And third down, they're 16th. Tell me, where's your advantage? You should kill this team. You should kill this team, right? Oh ho. But wait. On the way to the game on Sunday, how many people think not having Cam Jurgens and not having A.J. Brown and an injured Landon Dickerson, those three players, one playing and two not playing. A.J. Brown's not playing in this game. He's not playing. Okay? Injuries are no excuses. That's right, Mad Dog. How much? But Mad Dog, here, follow me here, though. What's the impact you think those players will have? Injured Landon and not having A.J. Brown and not having Cam Jurgens. Okay? Well, he didn't practice again today. No excuses, Silz. We're at home. Trey, Silz wasn't lying. Tampa only game. Yeah, but wait a minute. James, I thought that was a scoop and score on the block punt. Then they went up 14 points, and one of those plays was a scoop and score. They didn't score 30 points in that game offensively. They had a scoop and score in the Tampa game. They haven't scored 30 points all year in a game. So, I mean, Dart isn't scared of the Eagles. No, he's not. No, AJ doesn't matter. They don't use him anyway. Well, let's take a look at that. Really interesting number that was put up here by someone. I showed this to Xander. Zach Berman posted this. A.J. Brown's time with the Eagles. The Eagles score 27 points a game, and they average 362 yards a game when Brown plays. And in that time, regular season and playoffs, they're 48-13. The Eagles score 15.8 offensive points per game and average 326 yards a game, and they're 2-3 in those games. So are you trying to tell me you don't think A.J. Brown being out there is not going to be a factor? The numbers don't dictate that. You're 48-13 when he's on the field. You're 2-3 when he's off the field, and you average 15 points a game. You're trying to tell me that, what, Sunday, this is not going to matter? I don't think the Giants are a very good team. But then again, I didn't think the Giants. You know what? Get this. From the time they beat you to the time today, I still haven't changed my opinion on the Giants. Asinine. Silz, those injuries will hurt. Philly needs to run stretch plays, roll out passes, counters to get out from behind the huddle and of the offensive line. Make Dexter Lawrence, chase you. Okay? AJ didn't play against Tampa in the playoffs injury. Went to Philly. Smells like rigged. In today's landscape, I can understand why you'd use the word rigged. Hurts, 215 pass. That's kind of right. Somewhere in there. Dean will stop Dart in his tracks. They're not going to be in base a lot, dude. He's going to only play really in base. So 7 out of every 10 plays, the Kobe Dean will be on the sidelines chewing ice. Remember that. Last topic, he said stats and numbers are imperative. This topic is talking about wins. What are you talking about wins? I'm talking about somebody posted that. What the fuck are you talking about? I said someone posted something interesting. Confusing? Not a shocker, guy. Usually people who can't follow along. I said this guy Berman posted an interesting topic about A.J. Brown. Those aren't my fucking numbers, guy. I didn't put that topic in there. He did. Do you not understand? I said it was an interesting topic. Okay? You know what? I'll tell you what. You know what makes you dumber? You're here. That's what makes you dumber. That's what makes you dumber. Wins matter when they're against the Eagles. Otherwise, stats are important. They're called trends, douchebag. But then again, a novice person like you in football, at the end of the day, I mean, what would you know? 215, I bow. I apologize. Okay? Maybe this time I'm not the smartest. Hey, maybe this time, 215, maybe I'm not the smartest. Okay? Oh, yeah, right. AJ's got the media in a blender. Like, I give a shit. Hey, you know what I care about AJ? It's a box of rocks. AJ's a box of rocks. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. Sometimes I'm not the smartest guy. Silz, what's your rating for M. Reyes? Let's see. On a chick scale, 2.5. 2.5. Kind of short, little fat, small shoes, the whole deal. Silz definitely has AJ Twitter notifications. Yeah, I don't even know with Xander. I have a notification. Is that what that is on my Twitter? Hold on here. Is that what that is? How do you do notification? Here's notifications. How do you do that? I wouldn't have the life of me. How do you fucking do that? Notifications? What is that? You mean there's actually a way? Let me see. Can I do that? How can you do this? I don't even know what the fuck you're talking about, guy. Oh, the bell. Where's the bell? Where's the bell? I don't even know what the hell you're talking about. Dude, I'm going to have to stop because I don't know. I mean, so I'm just proving a point. I don't even know what you're talking about. I mean, oh, YT. There is a belt thing too. Okay. This is more true than you know. The bell. The bell. Yeah. I'll make sure I get notifications when I'm sitting drinking my Coronas and I'm watching a football game, that I get a notification that someone reminds me how stupid social media is. You have me mistaken. When I shut the show down, I shut the show down like at 6:00 Eastern time. I'm out. If you think I hang around going on social media, blowing my social media up, I'm fucking out. I'm not doing anything. I talk every day for 7 hours, every day, Monday through Friday. If you think I sit around and jerk myself going on social media, you got me mistaken for somebody else. Holy shit. Hey, there you go, my friend. Big Silz be chilling. I'd be chilling with my new Ray Didinger book. By the way, I've been reading a hell of a lot of it here, man. It's really a great book. Thank you, Ray. We'll get his ass on next week, too, by the way. All right. Now, let me get to my favorite dude. I'm starting to get a man crush on this guy. And I've never said that in my life about another man. Holy cow. Let me take a shot of whiskey here. Woo! How you doing? Who has more brain cells, Sirianni or Miyagi or M. Lang? And neither. Yeah. Oh, man. All right. Here we go. Oh, is that okay, M. Wayas? People do drink, dude. You know? People do. I know that you sip on a sippy cup and you have a binky that you use because, you know, you wokesters and you libs, you guys have binkies. Trump sucks. Trump sucks. Got a big old binky that says Trump sucks. Trump sucks. So I get it. Now my favorite topic. A.J. Brown. Say it with me. A.J. Brown. The man who keeps giving. Come on, A.J. Give it to me every day. I have never seen a content machine like A.J. Brown. I think he gives you more content than what T.O. did. Okay? What? That's them libs. What? What'd he say? You can always tell. I don't know why I do that too. I get it. You know, every time I talk like a lib, what? It's really weird, isn't it? So AJ's not practicing again. Out of nowhere, this hamstring pops up. After the quote, Jeff McClain. Okay? Quote, got to remember that because, you know, I almost got sued by the Inquirer because I didn't quote. You know, I got to make sure we go quote. I've actually almost been sued by the Inquirer. They called my company. Quote. Because they're taking them out of my context. Because they get their panties in a bind every time Big Silz opens his pie hole. Quote. They use me, then they don't use me. Quote. Football's Friday's fun, man. Quote. Jeff McClain. And you know what? You know what I really love about my JAKIB guys here, Joe Krauss and Xander? After getting the shit frightened out of them after a while, they just went, fuck it. That's just Sileo. We got it now. We know what we're doing. You ain't scaring me. Before it was like, we're suing you. Defamation. The Jewish Defamation Society. Then we have the Poets Society at the Inquirer. Quotes. That's because you're getting a little nervous. A.J. Brown. Holy cow. So now he's not practicing. He's most likely not playing. You tell me, what do you make of this? Nick Sirianni was asked today about his relationship. He goes, I'm in contact with everyone. By the way, you know, I was writing things down, and I wrote a few of them down here. But then I just stopped. Because Nick has actually mastered not telling you anything. A.J. Brown not playing. What do you make of that? We're going to do something here that most shows won't do. No names needed. Would you trade A.J. Brown by next week? November 4th? Is November 4th next week? No, it's the following week. Would you trade him in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11 days? Would you trade him? Even if he doesn't want to play? Look at this one. That's the right answer. For who? And how about this? And for what? Look at this here. Unless the trade package was highly beneficial towards us, but you're not going to get a trade that's going to be totally beneficial towards you and not the other team too, dude. That's not trade. The other team's got to get something too. What do you think? You're trading fucking somebody for what? You're going to send them there for 2 5s? Or wait, no. You're going to send them and you get what? 3 1s? You're not getting a first-round draft choice for him. That's not happening. You might get a conditional one. You might get a conditional one. If the guy goes somewhere and he ends up putting up great numbers, you might get a conditional one. How many? Hey, let me see this. Let me put this in the NFLPA's calculator. The NFL Players Association has something really cool that you can put in there. Value in picks. Now, this is what the NFLPA says. A.J. Brown's market value in draft picks is roughly equivalent to a high first-round pick. Okay? First and a third rounder. Okay? I mean, a 1 and a 3. Or a player in a 3. Depending who that player is. Christian Gonzalez in a 3. Remember something. New England's got a shitload of money. New England's got a shitload of equity, and they are under the cap. Okay? Yeah, right. You're not getting 2-1s for that guy. Never happened. For what? The 25th best wide receiver in football this year? Not happening, guy. You're not getting 2-1s for him. The fuck you think you're kidding? She'll say, I have no issue trading AJ, but if I trade him at the deadline, it must be for defense, edge, cornerback. How about this? Sending AJ Brown to the Raiders for Max Crosby and a 3 in return. Would you do that? Crosby's 28 years old. Dude, it's time to start talking about this. This shit, the cryptic stuff, out of practice, in and out now of the injury report. It's time to start talking about this. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I mean, Max, so what? No, for Max Crosby and a 3. Really? I thought you told me Devonte Smith's a 1. Aren't you confident that Devonte? How many people are confident? Oh my God, that's what this comes down to. You don't want to trade You don't want to trade AJ because you don't think Devontae's the number 1 and can carry the football team by himself. That's what you're saying to me then. I brought this up before, and no one's ever really come back at me with a good reason. Am I right when I say this? What year did you draft AJ Brown? Devonte Smith. Can't trade AJ. The team would drown without him, says Josh. You got him at 21, right? You got him at 21. And did you go get AJ the following offseason? In 2022? Did you get AJ Brown in 22 in the offseason? And then during the draft, you traded? So wait a minute here. Explain this to me. If Devonte Smith's a fucking 1, why did you feel the need to go get a true 1? Any reasoning? Any reasoning that you thought you'd do that? Well, by the way, what was the pick that Devonte was picked in? Was it 11? Was he the 18th? Oh no, AJ went for the 18th pick because they traded that to Tennessee. If Joe Montana can get traded, so can AJ. Same thing with Peyton Manning. So wait a minute here. Help me out here, someone. So you drafted 2021 with the 11th pick in the NFL draft, a wide receiver, Heisman Trophy winner, and then the following year, what, you weren't happy with a guy who broke the rookie record? And then you went and got yourself a true number 1 receiver? I've never seen such a thing. AJ is too good to let walk out the building. We did this once already with T.O. That was totally mismanaged by Andy Reid and management. I completely agree with you. I don't care if Donovan McNabb didn't like him. So what? I'm not letting that guy fucking walk out the door. I needed to work that shit out. I missed your super. If I did, I apologize, and we shall get to it. I promise you. Smitty, wide receiver 1. Jahan, wide receiver 2. Cooper, number 3. They just opened up his practice window. Darius Cooper, right? Okay, well, wait. So if you're not in the room to trade A.J. Brown, that means you don't believe Devonte Smith can carry the mail in the passing game. Is that right? So you don't believe Devonte could be a number 1 and carry the football team without AJ? I don't know, Jeff. I guess it's hamstring. Okay. So you guys think Devonte, well, if Devonte could be the number one and he could pick up for A.J. Brown, what are we talking about here then? Devonte is not the number one player on that wide receiving core. You ain't proven shit yet until A.J.'s gone. I'm starting to think A.J. Brown wants out too. He is not happy in Philly. No, not with you, not the team, not the fans. He's not happy in that offense. What 5-2 team would sell players at the deadline? It defies common sense and logic. Is this guy trolling? Your defensive football team's a fucking train wreck at edge. Your cornerback position blows out loud. You can't run the fucking football to save your life right now. Your 5-2 record, bro, I think it's bullshit. Just like I think the 49ers record is bullshit. I think it's a bullshit record. I think when everything is said and done, by the end of the day, it'll be a bullshit record. Now, the cool thing with the Eagles is health can make you better. But it won't. See, on Sunday, I don't believe your offensive line's going to get any better. Your offensive line's not going to get healthier this year. This bye week's not going to help you. Do you really think 7 days is going to help you? That's not going to happen. Devonte Smith said everybody knows where A.J. Brown's heart is. Okay? Dude, I'm not saying his teammates don't like him. I'm saying he hates the offensive system he's in. Dude, I don't think he has any personal angst towards Jalen Hurts. I don't think he has any personal angst towards anybody. I actually like the guy. I just think he hates right now, and I said it yesterday. I'm sorry if you don't like this. His personal goals are more important to him right now than team goals. And I don't think he doesn't want to win. I totally think he wants to win. But he wants to win the game going through him, not the game going through Barkley. And I'm going to be steadfast on that point. Why else would he be bitching? Dude, he doesn't talk any shade at all on Kevin Patullo. He doesn't really single out any players. I think he's talking about the whole scheme. Look, does that guy come off like a guy he's not just going to go, I don't want to play with that guy? If AJ doesn't play on Sunday and we lose to the Giants, all this trade talk will stop. The issue is the passer, it'll be exposed on Sunday if he's out. Oh, my God. How about AJ's not going to play so he can expose the passer on Sunday? AJ doesn't play on Sunday, Hurts is in trouble, especially if you don't get that run game going. Because then you don't have your most effective wide receiver on the team in there, and your run game has suffered. So if you can't throw the ball to A.J. Brown and you don't have that guy on that side of the ball, it's all going to be on Devonte carrying the mail. I've never seen Devonte carry the team. I've actually seen moments where that guy's not even had any passes thrown his fucking way. You take A.J. Brown off that offense without a run game, how you feeling about that Giant game? You still think 52-3? Listen, I think that's concerning because you have shown you know what you heard all week this week about the Eagles. And I'm not going to sit here and throw any shade at my boy Xander Krauss at all or anybody else, because I heard it also on WIP and I heard it everywhere else. Magically, everyone thinks that Sunday is going to be a breakout Barkley game. What metric have you seen so far where that gives you any kind of hope? That you've seen where that is a possibility? Give me one moment where you've seen so far this year where that is going to be something. Are you just playing the law of averages that it can't go on this long? That's okay. That sounds right. Because I agree. He can't go another game without 100 yards, right? Let me say this to you. If A.J. Brown doesn't play and Saquon doesn't get 100 yards and the quarterback farts all over himself in his game Sunday, you got major fucking problems. And I'm not talking about winning 11, 12 games. I'm talking about winning a Super Bowl here. You see, unlike many of you, you guys are posting 5-2. Like George Foreman said, I don't give a shit about the record. I care about the Lombardi. That's all that should matter. How many times have we seen the best record in football doesn't win the Super Bowl? We saw it last year. Team that had the best record in football didn't win the Super Bowl again. So I get it. It matters for home field, playoffs. I get all that. Could AJ be feeling like how Myles Garrett does with the Browns? He knows he got paid, but he just wants to win while AJ just wants to dominate. I think AJ wants to win and AJ wants his numbers. They're never going to get the numbers to him ever again as long as Saquon Barkley is on that football team. Hey, listen, if Miles Sanders is on the team, AJ's going to be the focal point still. If Barkley's on the team, Barkley's going to be the focal point still. You know why? Until further notice, and that crazy posting that many of you do, you're 5-2, and you're Super Bowl champions because of what you did a year ago. You didn't win a Super Bowl throwing the game. You did not win last year on a consistent basis. You did not win the Super Bowl on a consistent basis throwing the football. You had 2 games, and they were significant games. But it was because Barkley, you know what's funny? Will somebody do something for me? Hey, Kyle, I'm starting to believe in this mafia shit and gambling. And AJ might be, no. I appreciate your thoughts. How many yards did Barkley have in the NFC title game, rushing? What did he have in the Super Bowl? Like 60? So we're now on 7 regular season games, 8 with the Super Bowl, and I'm going to assume he didn't have 100 yards in that NFC title game. That's 8 ball games now, right? No. 7, 8, that's 9 ball games. I can't remember what he ran for in the NFC title game. Did he have over 100 yards? 118. Okay, so it's Super Bowl and this season. So it's 8 straight ball games that he hasn't gotten 100 yards rushing. Is that correct? Am I right with that? I want to be factual here. You could see AJ misses being the center of the offense. Not named Hurts. Landon hurt his back against Green Bay, I think, in the playoffs. I think so. I think you're right. It's all about the offensive line when he was with the Giants. He had the same problem. Correct. Thank you. Appreciate it. Because we speak truth. Dude, I'm not making anything up that hasn't happened. Oh, hilarious. It's been 8 straight games that Saquon Barkley hasn't had 100 yards. Is that hilarious? It must be, because you know why, dude? It's affecting your offense. That's why you're so low. This is old news. The O-line got spent after last year's run and tush push. Yeah. You haven't scored 30 points offensively all year. What will make AJ happy without distracting the team's success? Good question. Nothing. Nothing. He's that dude. If he doesn't have 10, 14, here, I'm convinced of this. He would rather play right now in Carolina and get 14 targets a game now that he has his ring than play in Philly and get 4 targets a game. How many times? Okay? How many times has he said, I've got to work on being a good teammate? Remember in the offseason he said that he had to work on being a good teammate? I think that's a struggle for him. Yeah, I'm not making anything up. Not really. Every NFL player has that mindset. Every NFL player. Like I said, you and I go over this debate. Let me show you something here. I'm going to make the last comment on this. How many NFL players have Super Bowl rings? Super Bowl rings in history. How many? Total. Let's see. I'm not looking for a player. Let's see here. So here, since the Super Bowl era, okay? Since the Super Bowl era, 60 years, there's 3,200 players that have Super Bowl rings. 3,200 players have Super Bowl rings. How many Hall of Famers are there? How many Hall of Fame players are there? It's 351. What do you think is harder to win? A Super Bowl ring? Where 3,200 players have one? Or 351 Hall of Fame rings? I mean, common sense would tell you it's about the Hall of Fame. Silz, if I'm the Eagles next year, I'm drafting the O-lineman from Penn State. And next year's draft, interior-wise, well, we kind of talked about that a little bit. Absolutely, about going after offensive line in the upcoming draft. Yeah. 3,200 people have won Super Bowl rings. 3,200. 351 players have been named to the Super Bowl or Hall of Fame. Don't talk to me about Super Bowls and players. A.J. Brown wants to be a Hall of Fame football player. He knows that that's slipping through his fingers now. He's so far away. But he wants to try to make that up. Let's say this here. He goes to a place and he gets 100 catches for the next 3 years. And he averages 1,300 yards. He puts another 36 on that. That'll put him at around 12. He'll have a conversation. Because that'll put him at around near 12,000. With a Super Bowl ring. Catches too. That'll put him in there. He stays in that Eagle offense in Philly. He'll die on the vine. And we'll be saying this. He was a Hall of Fame talent. Same as Barkley. Barkley's a Hall of Fame talent. He's just not going to get there. Especially how he's trending this year. You go from $2,000 to 900 yards, you ain't going anywhere, homie. He came from Tennessee barely making 1,000 yards in his first 3 seasons, one of which he didn't, and he was injured that one year. He missed some games, if I remember right. And then immediately came to Philly and had 2 back-to-back 1,400-yard plus seasons. Like, bro needs to trust. Yeah, but 1,400 yards didn't have Saquon Barkley on it. Once Barkley got here, that changed the dynamic for him. And it changed his career. It changed his career path. You see that, right? You went from 1,400 yards, and all of a sudden he's back in the Derrick Henry offense. Do you understand that's what's going on here? AJ's back in the Derrick Henry offense in Tennessee. Okay? He's back in that offense. Saquon might be a Frank Gore type. That with all those, well, Frank had injury. Frank got hurt, though. Frank got hurt in college at Miami. I don't really think Frank Gore missed that much time in the NFL. He did have 3 knee surgeries at the University of Miami. You know what? If you told me that guy was going to go on to be the 3rd most rushing yards guy in the history of the league after all those injuries that he freaking had, I would have told you were psycho, because he was just always hurt at UM. Always hurt. Okay? I mean, it's quite a resume he has. I'm with you. I mean, dude, last night, Justin Jefferson going and becoming the fastest guy to 8K. Let me tell you something. That guy's going to Canton. He's going to Canton. Justin Jefferson, his projection, I would say this, by everything is said and done, because of the passing today, I'll tell you this, though, man. If they put J.J. McCarthy in there, he is not going to be a happy dude. Because that guy is not in any way going to get him the football. No way. Okay? Like I told you, there's 3,200 people with rings. There's 351 Hall of Famers. What do you think is a more exclusive club? Hall of Famer, dude. Okay, no ring. I'll take the more exclusive club. Common Sense is the most exclusive club. Okay. Real quick here, guys. I got to do something here. And you know what? This is so JAKIB, and I love it. Now, I don't know what Xander's doing at the bottom of the hour. He told me he's going to start eating grub in front of me, which is not something very cool. Humpty's Dumplings. Okay? And Humpty's Dumplings and Joe Krauss. I have no idea how this ties in. By the way, my aunt watches Joe Krauss on the red or on the green channel, and my aunt watches him for that entire game. So I want him to know that. So she watches him that when she doesn't get the game in like the New York area, she watches Joe Krauss on the green channel that we have here at JAKIB. But now, Joe Krauss, Humpty's Dumplings. I have no idea. This was just dropped on me before the show. We're going to find out what that means now. And the man, the myth, the legend, the one and only, the play-by-play man, let me tell you something. Harry Callis would be proud of the way that Joe Krauss goes through that green zone channel. Here he is right now. Joe Krauss, my friend. Here.
Hey, good to be here, Big Silz. I appreciate the tee up. And thanks to your aunt for tuning into the green zone, man. I'm loving doing the games every week, brother.
How about this? Ray Didinger sent me a book and a great letter.
Wow.
And said to me this, Joe, you're going to love this. He said, I want you to have this book because you're one of the listen, I framed it last night. He goes, you're one of the most talented guys ever to come into Philadelphia and talk sports. and I want you to have this book. And I'm like, and Xander gets pissed at me for like posting all the stuff, the emails and stuff that I do. He goes, don't post the letter. So I got the letter. And how cool is this? And Ray's going to come on Monday or Tuesday. And I showed this to Angelo, and Angelo goes, Ray Didinger is one of the most respected people in Philadelphia sports. And this is pretty cool, man. It's a pretty good book here, man. It's
that's a mic drop. That's a mic drop for you right there, and well-deserved, Big Silz. Wow, great stuff from Ray Did to you. Treasure that, brother.
I am. Okay. Joe Krauss and Humpty's Dumplings. Explain.
Okay. We've got a new partner joining the JAKIB network. They're going to be part of the Birds 365. They're going to be part of the National Football Show, and they're going to be part of the Green Zone on game days. But just to give you a little clarity, and I only have 7 minutes, that's all Xander gave me, but just to give you a little bit of history, Humpty's Dumplings is in Glenside. The legendary Cazacante restaurant was Xander's grandmother and grandfather's restaurant. Huh. Legendary in the Glenside area. So if we're going to endorse or we're going to partner with a food restaurant or a restaurant in Glenside, you know that they have either a great history, they have tremendous roots, their product is made all right here in Philadelphia. All those elements are so important to us. So I started a conversation with the owner, Patrick, a few months ago, and we finally decided to come together. Now, Xander's going to be doing all of the testing of all of the food until Humpty's Dumplings ship them out to you, because they ship anywhere in the world and anywhere in the country. But let me show you this, Silz. Hold on.
All right. This sounds awesome here, man. All right. I like it here. Look at Big Joe in the green zone too,
It's
man.
Mr.
I
Green
dig it.
Zone
Yeah, no,
here.
I dig it. I like it.
All right, now. So we got our first delivery. Hang on. Let me see if I can figure this out. So we got our first delivery from Humpty's Dumplings, and they came in today. So they're going to be one of our official tailgate foods for the football season. They're providing catering for our bus trip up to Buffalo, all kind of good stuff. Our Thursday night at Screwballs, Krause's coach this year, all kind of great stuff. So let me get this open and let me show you what you got, because I want everybody, you have a very responsive audience, Dan, and I want everybody at some point, if you have to wait for Xander's review, that's fine. I get it. But this is a sample look of what they are. So Humpty's Dumplings, this is the cheesesteak version, okay? Humpty's Dumplings, the Mexican street corn version. They loaded us up. Hang on a minute. This is the Italian roast pork.
Okay.
All right. I put that on your order to ship out to you. Whoop, 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 whoop. Hold on. Hang on. I don't want to knock the bag off. This is the cheesy potato, the French onion.
Now this is all made in Philly, right?
All made in Philadelphia, and then the buffalo chicken, located right in Glenside, and then their classic sauces, Dan. All right. So that's what you can order. They'll ship it and deliver it to you, unless you're in the Philadelphia area or the Montgomery County area. Then they have local delivery. All right. But an incredible story, an incredible location, and I'm proud to welcome them into the JAKIB network and be part of the JAKIB family. all Philly season long on the Philly scorecard. I talked about my dear friend John down at Chev's in Port Richmond, who makes the world's best kibasi. And then when John unexpectedly passed away toward the end of the season, I think of him every day. So we don't endorse food product often. Again, we have the Casaconte standard that we live up to, which you would appreciate. But I'm super excited. I'm going to cook up for Xander today the cheesesteak, the Italian roast pork, and let me see, and we'll do the buffalo chicken today for Xander. He'll taste test them. You know, this is a little digital radio, Dan. All right.
Yeah.
All right. This
Shit,
is a little.
You're making me hungry right now.
I know. Well, we're going to ship them out to you. You know what I mean? We'll get them. We'll get them out to you. But
I want a cheesesteak. I want to test that cheesesteak.
Oh man, it's definitely going to be good. Humpty's Dumplings. Let me see if I can. Xander, I don't know if you could. I set up a scroll. I don't know if you could put that scroll up.
How can they get in touch with these people, Joe?
Yeah, that's the. Hopefully, there's the scroll right there coming up for you now, Zan.
Humpty'sDumplings.com.
Humpty'sDumplings.com. Follow them on social media. You're going to see them all over the JAKIB stuff as we're going to have some great fun. And we're going to also enjoy some tremendous dumplings. They've got bowls and all kinds of good stuff. But this is tailgate food. And that's when I talked with Pat. I said, look, put together something for us that represents tailgate, Eagles game day Sunday. And this is the first delivery that we received today. So I'm going to make Xander.
Hey, Joe, do me a favor. Let's get Pat on the program, too.
Yeah, we'll get him on. Absolutely, man. He's a great dude, a great guy.
Yeah, let's get Pat on.
Yeah, Glenside's an awesome community. And we'll see if Xander's going to like the buff chick, the Italian pork roast, or the cheesesteak.
See, I'm in that cheesesteak's
football Friday.
Right
Dan,
now.
Look at this, man. So this is, I got to get used to doing this.
Go.
Okay, here we go. Humpty's Dumplings, they ship everywhere. So you can go on to Humpty'sDumplings.com. Definitely follow them on social media because they're going to see a lot. You're going to also see a lot of JAKIB stuff start to pop up on their social media as well. They've got a big following in the area, and I'm super excited. The last time I came on here was to talk about Savvy Seats and our promotion with them. And Dan, we just came off. We had two great members of JAKIB Nation. We're in Minnesota. We've got three sets of people going to the Giants game on Sunday. We had our first Detroit coming up for the Detroit game. We still have a pair left for that Chicago game on Black Friday. But when I tell you the experience has been off the chain for everyone, it has just been amazing. And I expect the same reaction from Humpty's Dumplings. I don't know if maybe Xander could do me one favor and pull out with one big wide shot. Let me see if I can get this up on the screen.
Put him on a single. There you go.
Yeah, now will this come up? No. So I think what I need to do is hang on a minute. I'm not as good as Dan Sileo.
Go the other
there
way.
We go. There's the buffalo chicken. This is the Italian roast pork.
There you go.
This I'm thinking Big Silz is going to like a lot.
Yeah.
All right. This is the cheesesteak. All right. So that's what Xander will sample at some point today on this Football Friday as we welcome Humpty's Dumplings into a big, full 1-year partnership with JAKIB Sports, with the National Football Show, and also with Birds 365, and coming up on game day, the Green Zone.
Absolutely.
Big Silz, I appreciate it, brother.
Hang on for a second. I ain't letting you out of here now. I got to ask you one question. What about Sunday, Joe? Who do you like on Sunday? No A.J. Brown. You know, it's as of right now, he may be a game time decision still, but obviously he didn't practice today. I don't believe Cam Jurgens is going to play in that football game, too. They go in there a little bit wounded warriors, so to speak, going into that ball game, especially 2 weeks ago, coming off that pretty big thrashing they took up there in the Meadowlands. Who do you like on Sunday?
Yeah, we talked about it on Thursday night. We had a raucous crowd at Screwballs last night. I mean, we were packed to the gills last night. Every seat in the bar, every seat in the restaurant jammed in for the Countdown to Kickoff show last night. And although I never give picks, the one variable is I can't see the Giants sweeping the Eagles 2 in a row. Although watching the highlights of Jackson Dart against Denver and putting up those numbers, he plays fearless. He's a competitor. And if they don't give up, if they get a lead on Philadelphia and they don't piss it away like they did against the Broncos, they got a chance to take this game in Philadelphia. Will they? I don't know. But they got a chance.
Absolutely, Joe. I mean, those losses. I mean, the loss. And I before I let you go here, Joe, listen to this number here that you have with our friend put this up here. And this is with AJ and this is without AJ Brown. So check this out here. Zach Berman put this up and said the Eagles, when they have AJ on the field, they scored 27 points a game. They averaged 362 yards per game. That's with Brown with the playoffs and with the regular season. And their record is 48-13. The Eagles score 15.8 points per game and 326 yards per game. And the record's 2-3 without A.J. Brown on the field.
Well,
so,
if you add, and you can add
he is instrumental in that offense.
And you can add into probably add into that formula or that equation a struggling Saquon Barkley who can't get going at all. He didn't do anything in the first meet up with the Giants. He certainly didn't do much last week. They just can't get him going. And if that's a variable that certainly factors into it as well, could be a tough day down at the Link going into the bye week.
I'll tell you, I think it's going to be a tough game. I do think the Eagles come out of this thing, but it's going to be a tough one. All right. Humpty'sDumplings.com. Make sure you go there, you order, you test it out. Also on social media, make sure you go to Humpty's at Humpty's Dumplings. They're over on social media as well. Big Joe.
Yeah, really good stuff, man. Hey, listen, I wonder who everyone in the chat, I wonder what they think. Will Xander show his true prep colors and like the cheesesteak, or will he go, where's the one Italian? Will he go Dan Sileo's version of the Italian roast pork? We'll see what happens. We'll do that, I think, sometime around 4 o'clock. I've got to cook them up for him, and then we'll see what happens, Big Silz. But good stuff, man. I appreciate it. Keep kicking ass. You're doing a phenomenal job, man.
Thank you so much, Joe. We appreciate you, and you know that. Thank you, brother.
All right, brother. Good stuff.
You got it. The legendary Joe Krauss. Make sure you check him out on the Green Zone channel. I told him my aunt watches him when she doesn't get the game in the New York area, okay? She goes right to the red zone, and she watches Joe. And she goes like this. He actually does a really good job. So that's there, and make sure you go to Humpty's Dumplings. I'm going to tell you, I won't lie to you, man. That cheesesteak looks pretty interesting to me. The Italian, obviously, it's all good and all, but, I mean, and all the food is made, okay, in Philadelphia, which is awesome. So, guys, please hit the like button. Now, let's do this here. By the way, don't forget, Mike North at 4:30. We will have the legendary Philly Godfather. That'll be at 5:30. Then we will have Xander at the bottom of the hour. We will talk to our friend. All right. Now, you tell me, do you believe that this run game comes back? Joe just mentioned it. Do you believe this run game comes back on Sunday? I'm going to tell you, I don't. And here's why. I don't think the run game comes back because I don't think you're going to get healthy. Senor says no. Senor, why don't you think the run game? Wow. Dude, if Saquon Barkley has 50 or 60 yards and there's no A.J. Brown, you might lose that football game Sunday. You might lose that game Sunday. Silz, is A.J. being held out? The $24,000 question. I think he is. How he is calling and fielding calls about him. I won't be surprised if AJ's gone when we come back from the bye. I got to tell you guys, I didn't believe this, but I'm starting to believe that you may be holding AJ up because you're trying to trade him. John McMullen could say no all he wants. How many people trust anything that comes out of the NovaCare Center? I don't. They lie to you constantly. A.J. Brown being held out to be traded. How many people believe this with Senor? Of course you trust him. Bob Lang's your father. Why would we trade one of the best players at 6-2? Can anyone reference any other time in history a contending team has done that? Let's see. When you got a football player that doesn't want to be here, he's making it very clear he doesn't want to be here. They are not moving him. Howie doesn't move talent often. Okay? He's held out this week, so he doesn't have to talk to the media about his stupid crybaby bullshit post sales. Silz, what do you mean by the run game coming back? I'm just hoping for competent. Okay. Excuse me, you're right, Curtis. I'm just hoping for decent. Still demand? Thank you, my friend. Trade his punk ass to the Jets. Hey, Bruce. Would you trade A.J. Brown to the Jets in return for Jermaine Johnson and a first rounder? And then take that first rounder in next April's draft, get an offensive lineman and a wide receiver? Would you do that? It helps you get better, and that's you got to believe that Devonte Smith can be a 1. Right? You got to believe that Devonte can be a 1. A.J. Brown for Sauce Gardner and a 1. Or AJ, I'd take AJ and Sauce. Sauce on the other side of Q makes your defense better overnight. And he's young. He makes a shitload of money, though. He makes a shitload of money. Dude, I think this conversation's real. You know, Diane Rossini has been talking about this for the last 10 days. And I happen to trust her. I do. I trust her, man. You got to replace AJ if you trade him. Look at Dallas with Parsons. You're not going to trade him for a wideout, dude. You supposedly have Devonte Smith. I'm asking you if you would trade him. Now, hey, Boulevard, if he doesn't want to be here, I don't want to trade him. I don't want to. But if he doesn't want to be here and he's unhappy and he's disgruntled, and I've got holes on my football team, in my offensive line and in my secondary, I'm going to accommodate this. Man, that would be a fucking great move. A.J. Brown and Cortland Sutton, and you get Patrick Surtain back and a 3? Shit. I'm doing that every night. I don't believe the Broncos would do that. Hey, senor, I'm assuming you're saying Patrick Surtain because Vic drafted him. Right? And that's right. Remember something with the Jet. Hey, by the way, Frank, this is right. If I trade A.J. Brown to the Jets for Sauce Gardner or for Jermaine Johnson in a 1, Jermaine Johnson, I would want a 1. Sauce, I'd want a 3 and him. Let's put it this way. The Jets could be in the top 3 picks. You could get to the NFC Championship game and have the 3rd pick in the draft and your own pick later in the draft. Talk about retooling your football team. Talk about making you better in 26 and 27. Holy shit. You get a great old lineman at the bottom of the draft, like 30, 28, 32 maybe. And you get a top pick, wide receiver to replace AJ in the first 3 picks. You might be able to get that kid from Ohio State. Or you might get that Miami Hurricane O lineman who's going to go number 3. I'm not saying tank the season. You don't have to. You're 5-2. Didn't AJ just say he wanted to be here? It's his home. Man, corners have a history of falling in zone. Silz, we have the New York Jets 3rd, so I'd want their 2nd. That's right, the Hassan Reddick deal. You're right. We got the Jets 3rd. Hey, how about this, Bob? You get Jermaine Johnson, a 1. You trade them, your 3 you got from them. I don't know if you could trade a trade back to them, and then you take their 2. I don't know you can do that. Silz, there's one thing Jeffrey and Howie value more than talent. That's their image. AJ is on the block. Where he goes or not depends on the package. I agree. If we do trade AJ, I think this would be something that happens on draft night, Silz. That's probably more likely, Skipper. The Jets are selling. They want picks. Yeah, because you know why? They need picks for a quarterback. Silz, I'm not trading AJ for anything less than TJ Watt. Yeah, but I don't want a $40 million 32-year-old edge rusher. That's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a young player or a big draft pick if I'm trading Brown. I'm sorry, guys. I think this is more real than you think. I do. I mean, you're holding him out. Why? Give me Gonzalez. So you want to go to New England. Let's see here. After the trading deadline, do you think A.J. Brown is a cut? No, I do not. Cutting him? Not cutting anybody like that. Dude, he's one of the prolific players in the game. Not cutting anybody. Garofalo said it's going to be a rocky offseason for the Eagle organization and fans. He's gone this summer, not during the season. Said he's plugged into Philly. Every time his hamstring has had issues. See, I do too. I agree more in a mental health week. I that's my take. I think that hamstring thing is a bullshit excuse. Who affiliated to the team told you they were holding him out? Or did you just make it up? Bro, he's a no-show again today. He didn't practice. He was in street clothes. He didn't practice all week. Did I make it up? No, douchebag. Why would I make that up when you could easily check? What a dummy. This guy's stupid. I mean, seriously, guy. This guy takes fucking stupid pills. Silz, there are 4 CBs I target. Gonzalez, McDuffie. Kansas City's not trading anybody right now. Okay? Yeah, I think that's what it is. AJ's behavior is becoming predictable like the Eagle offense. Sitting out because he's being traded? No, that would be an organizational thing if they did that. Silz, trade AJ back to Tennessee. Yeah, that ain't no, that's not happening. It'd be a good move for Cam Ward. That'd be a shitty thing to do to AJ. Send him back to a crappy-ass team. Then again, he'd get all his targets because there's no Derrick Henry there anymore. Nobody's getting traded until the offseason. Silz, if AJ was a cancer, wouldn't the team suspend him? No, they wouldn't. They need him. Conduct detrimental? I don't think he's been conduct detrimental. I think he's been a nuisance, though. Right? He's been a nuisance, and now he's not playing. Hey, did he look like he was hurt after that? When did he hurt himself? Did anybody notice? He was talking shit throughout the entire game. Monday, all of a sudden, a hamstring pops up. That's weird shit. When did he get hurt? They haven't practiced. I mean, weird shit. Watch the last catch against Minnesota. Got him slow. Okay. If you saw something, Jason, I'm going to take your word at it. All right. I'm with you, but I'm going to give it that. I'm going to give it to him. Last play, he got him slow. Okay. Who gives a shit? Diane was on Rich Eisen's show. She spoke with Lori. She said they met with AJ when this happens with social media. Seems like Lori is exhausted by it. I believe Diane Rossini. I do. She is a plugged-in NFL reporter. I completely believe her. Yeah. Okay. I think they are getting tired of the bullshit, though. This is totally just another NFL injury. Something is off. He's faking it. It's weird. All I'm saying. Seals, we need a lineman. I want a high first for AJ. If you trade him to the Jets, you're going to get a high first. Thank you guys on the supers. Please hit the like button, guys. I mean, I've woke up in the middle of the night, dead asleep, to a leg cramp. It's awful. I was sleeping and hurt myself. Yeah, you fell off your bed and you sprained your knee, right? Well, that shit happens dirty when you're in your 50s and 60s. I get that. When you're 28 years old and you fall out of your bed and you're an NFL player, you usually fall on your wallet, don't you? You fall on your wallet, dude. Silz, AJ's exhausted with having meetings to appease him instead of damn football. But as the leader of the team, he needs to cut it out and ask for a trade after the season. All right? Silz, would the Texans be intrigued in giving up Will Anderson? Put him with C.J. Stroud? And on the other side of Nico Collins? That's a good thought. And Nick Caserio's not going to ever not pick the phone up. Yeah. Yeah, maybe. I know. Your mom enjoys it. Silz, talking to the Titans is interesting. I'd take Jeffrey Simmons. Yeah, they don't need that kid, man. They don't. With these high-level takes, we should fire Howie Roseman and just hire this guy as our general manager. What great ideas. Hey, thanks for being here, douchebag. It's really awesome having you here. Thank you very much. Silz, if I was Myles Garrett then, okay, TJ does the same and more impactful. Yeah, if it was Myles Garrett, well, look, Myles Garrett signed his contract. He's not leaving. AJ may be the best player on the team. He needs a quarterback that consistently get him the football. He is frustrated. Okay? Diane also stated during the show that Lori liked the tense situations. They navigated together. They stated that they need to coddle AJ and have a powwow together when he throws fits. Man, I'm getting sick of that shit, babysitting like that. She's basically talking about a kid who's bipolar. Hey, Skipper, did she really do this? What show did she do this on? I got to watch this. So she's talking about a meeting and a conversation that she had with Jeffrey Lurie and saying that they had to coddle A.J. Brown during these dust-ups? No. Send that to my my X account at Dan Sileo Show, because I want to watch that. So Diane Rossini's telling me, or telling us through the Rich Eisen Show, that Jeffrey Lurie's getting sick and tired of this, and that every time they have dust-ups, they have to have a conversation with the owner of the team, the head coach, and the GM. I'm going to work on Diane Rossini. I have her phone number. I'm going to get her on. So AJ spoke in the offseason on a podcast about passing and answered last year. He said, no, not getting the ball will eventually hurt in contract talks. Hall of Fame is one thing, but he pointed at his pocket. Okay? Well, he just signed a contract extension, did he not? How isn't he practicing today? How about this? Even if he is a game time, how is he not dressed? Like, if you're a game time decision, you're still dressed on a Friday. I love AJ, but he's kind of bipolar. I hate how everyone has to have something wrong nowadays. Whatever happened to just having a shitty day? You mean a shitty week? Or shitty couple weeks? Dude, hey, Brandon, if this was a one-time thing, that's one thing. This is an every week thing. Wow, A.J. Brown to Cleveland for a 1 in Denzel Ward? Huh. If I'm calling Cleveland, I'm calling for that guy that plays edge. I'll pay the 40 because I'm not paying AJ anymore. You give me Miles Garrett. Okay? I'll pick up that $40 million because that $32 million now goes on the books to Cleveland. And I'll pay him that. And the way that Jalen Carter's played this year so far, that guy's contract is nowhere near $40 million. I may just do this. I may pick up the 5th-year option on the guy and give me a little bit more time. Tell you this, that contract they signed with Cam Jurgens may come back to bite him. AJ dreamed he had 10 catches and pulled a hamstring. Is this the you're finished. Go sit in the corner, guy. I believe he has a hamstring injury, maybe keeping him out of a stretch run against the playoff teams that we need to beat. Trade AJ to a shitty quarterback. Teach that kid a lesson. Grass ain't greener on the other side. Why? He's already got a shitty quarterback. I don't mean that. Hey, look, how about trading him to the Bucks? They're losing Mike Evans. Hey, would you go Tristan Wirfs for A.J. Brown? If I were the Eagles, I'd do that in 10 seconds. Tristan Wirfs is the best player in the league at the offensive line position. Tristan Wirfs, Jordan Mailata, Lane Johnson. You think Saquon would get that ball open a little bit more than lanes? Woo! Man, AJ. Dear football gods, please keep giving. Please keep giving. All right. So listen here, man. This is going to be an awful segment because this guy's going to make me starved. Okay? I mean, come on, man. Eating food in front of me, man. This is going to be BS here, okay? So, hey, it's a true story, though. My aunt watches the Green Zone channel that we have here each and every single Sunday when she doesn't get the game up in New York. I'm like, hey, Joe Krause is like Harry Callis. He's just barking away, talking about down and distance. Gives you a great call there. So make sure you guys check that out. But Humpty's Dumplings. Make sure, by the way, put that scroll up there, Xander. Make sure you guys also follow him on social media because I'm going to follow him on social media as well. So I'll tell you what I was really intrigued with. I was intrigued with the cheesesteak. We're going to get Xander's thoughts on the Giant game as well. Don't forget, Mike Nort's also going to join us at 4:30 and the legendary Philly Godfather at 5:30. But without further ado, fork, knife in hand, ready to chomp down on some Humpty dumplings that could be sent to you and your front door. My friend, Big Z, Xander Krauss joins us now.
What up, Big Silz? How you doing, brother?
Not going to be very good here in a minute because you're going to be grubbing away in front of me here.
I think you're going to be all right. Have you eaten today? I haven't eaten a thing yet today, so I got these dumplings in front of me. I'm salivating at the mouth trying to hear what you're saying about the Philadelphia Eagles. By the way, I think we're going to beat the piss out of the New York Giants this week. I got 31-20.
Even without potential A.J. Brown not on the field.
A.J. Brown, I'll go 24-20.
How about no Cam?
Cam, I kind of knew. So I built that in. I built that into the conversation. All right. But yeah, I mean, that's a concern. They got Dexter Lawrence, maybe the best person you can have to take advantage of a bad center. So that's going to be something to keep an eye on. All right. That's going to be something to keep an eye on. No doubt about it.
Bro, I'm going to ask you something here that I know a lot of people in the media can't ask the question. So you and me are going to kick it around. You think they're fucking trading A.J. Brown?
You know, dude, I really don't. My honest opinion is that I don't think so. but I'm not going to turn a blind eye to what is happening. He missed three practices this week, and I don't know. Did anybody see him tweak a hamstring last week?
Somebody said getting up in that game last week against Minnesota, like the last play that he got up a little slow. So I'm going to give somebody the benefit of that, but I'm with you. I didn't see anything, man. All of a sudden he pops up. He missed 3 practices. Now he's not dressed on a Friday. Most of the time when you're going to be a game time decision, Xander, you're dressed at least in shells. You know, you're in street clothes right now. I mean, it's weird. I did reach out. All right. What did John say?
I texted John about the missed practice today. I said, is AJ not going to play? He said it's very unlikely. Can't think of any player that didn't practice at all playing in a game. Injury report will be out soon.
That's so what John doesn't think he's playing.
No, John does not think he's playing. Now, I will say this. The Giants injury report has come out today, and it doesn't look good for them either. Okay? Paulson Adebo rolled out, starting cornerback. He's out. Brian Burns, questionable. He was limited again today. Chauncey Golston, defensive lineman, out. Doubtful, so not questionable, doubtful. Safety, Javon Holland. So they got 2 guys in their second, and then the other questionable guy is D-line DJ Davidson. I don't know how big of an impact he is, but Javon Holland and Paulson Adebo are 2 starting secondary players for the Giants. Starting. Those are not backup players. And Brian Burns is obviously a big one. But he's questionable, which means I think Burns is going to end up playing. Paulson Adebo, though, and Javon Holland, if they're both out, you know, that helps you without A.J. Brown is my point. You know what I mean? If you're not going to have – now, remember, it doesn't mean they got nothing. The dude who we didn't know, Fluke or Flot or Floopy or Floaty or whatever the hell his name was, returned a pick 6 on us last time. So it's not nothing, but I do think it gives you a good advantage. You know, if you're missing A.J. Brown, obviously it helps that they're missing a corner and a safety.
Zach Berman put this out. I talked to you before the show, and I've been telling people about this. A.J. Brown's time with the Eagles, with playoffs and regular season, they averaged 27 points a game, 362 yards a game, and the record's 48-13. Without him, they averaged 15.8 points a game, 326 yards a game, and they're 2-3. I mean, him not being out there is a pretty big factor, dude. I mean, the numbers are like Lane stuff, right?
Yeah. No, they are. I mean, it's a small sample size without AJ. So what is it? 5 games, 2 and 3, you said?
Yep.
So, I mean, it's not like you can take it to the bank that they're going to lose the game, but you're right. I mean, they're not the same team without him. There's no doubt.
Do you believe that without A.J. Brown on this football team, Devonte Smith could be the number 1 wideout?
I believe one day Devonte could be a number 1 wideout, but I don't believe on a week's notice that it's going to work out as well as it would. Like, in other words, if they made a trade in the offseason and AJ would be gone.
But you kind of referenced it this week that you think that transition's happening right now.
Well, I do, because they're using him more, but I also have to be honest about the situation. The reason that they're using him more is because A.J. Brown draws a lot of attention. He draws double teams. He draws defensive scheme for A.J. Brown. Now, Devonte deserves credit because he takes advantage when the looks go his way. But if you get rid of that, I can't just sit here and say, okay, Devontae's going to be just as good. Now, I'm a Devonte Smith believer. I watched Devonte Smith destroy when he was a number 1 wideout. Now, a different level, I understand, but I think Devontae's as skill set wise, you know, as good as anybody in terms of, you know, catch ability, you know, catch radius, toe tapping ability, route running, all of those different things. I think Dots are right there. Yeah, I mean, remember the last time one catch I want to point out because
I think he's spectacular in jump ball too. I do.
They are, and they're rocking the Kelly green jerseys this week. I want everybody to go and watch a highlight, which I'm sure you all remember, when the Eagles took on the Jaguars. And Jalen Hurts, it looked like he overthrew a pass to Devonte in the back of the end zone. And in the back of the end zone, Devonte goes up with his one hand and he hauls a ball in like that. Looks like it's about to sail out of the end zone. And he keeps his toes on the ground. It was one of the best catches I've literally ever seen. I mean, That's how good the catch was. So I just say that to point out, I think he's an immensely talented player, but he obviously benefits from having AJ. And the other thing I'd like to point out about AJ is everybody keeps telling me how great AJ played last week or how big of a numbers he had. And my point back to everybody would be like, all right, so why are you getting mad at him for wanting the ball? He had 4 catches, 2 touchdowns, and 120 yards. Think about if he got 8 to 10 catches a week. I mean, we're talking about domination on 4 catches.
Okay.
4 catches.
I get it. But I want you to comment on this. Bro,
yeah,
they just sent me the interview. They just sent me the interview. So, I mean, you're telling me, so Diane Rossini's going around saying that Jeffrey Lurie is sick and tired of this bullshit, and they've got to constantly have meetings with the guy about pampering him and giving him baby food kind of comments in meetings, and that they're getting sick and tired of the drama here. I mean, that leads me to believe that this trade stuff is not off the table. She is a very respected NFL.
Yeah, I know Eagle fans chirp at her because they don't. Yeah, she knows her shit.
She is a chick in a man's profession that has to be right more than men. She can't be just putting bullshit out there. She's got to be right. When you're telling me that she had a conversation with the owner of the football team and she spoke to Jeffrey Lurie, and Jeffrey Lurie says, after every bit of all the shit that he does, we have to have individual meetings with him, with the GM and the coach on all of his bullshit. Bro, eventually, don't you get tired of the bullshit and just say enough?
Yeah. I mean, I think at some point you're going to get to that point.
I'm going to watch that interview after, and I guarantee you that's not a good sign. She did that on the Rich Eisen show, which meant this was not embargoed. This was something that she went on the Rich Eisen show and said the Eagle owners they're getting fucking tired of this guy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know if she said that, but I didn't hear the interview.
No, I said that.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is
that's a big Silz spin, everybody.
Hey, that's right. Well, the context still is the same.
Yeah,
they're getting tired of this drama.
She said the team kind of likes the drama. I didn't hear that. I don't know. I didn't hear the interview yet. I will go listen to it, but I will say for all the people, a lot of Eagles fans like to live in their delusional land where if they don't agree with somebody, they turn into thinking he's an idiot. Like, how many Eagles fans have you heard say Cam Newton is a dumbass? Like, yeah, guys, I'm sure you know more about football in the NFL than Cam fucking Newton. I mean, come on. Just because he doesn't say what you agree with doesn't mean you can delegitimize him. It's the same thing with Diana. I mean, she's obviously not a football person. I mean, she is, but she's a reporter, and she is a credible reporter. She does get good reports.
She's plugged in.
Yeah, she's very plugged in. So, look, I think it's more something to be in the offseason. If you're telling me they're going to trade this guy in the middle of the year, you might as well sell the fucking season. What do you mean you're going to trade A.J. Brown in the middle of the season? You're 5-2. That is what bad organizations do. That's what bad football teams do. That is not what the Eagles are going to do, in my opinion. Now, you're right, though. 3 missed practices. They only have 1 game left before the trade deadline, by the way. It looks like he's not going to play in that game. I get it. You don't have no case. I get what you're saying, but I don't think they're going to do it.
Okay, I didn't ask you. How do you see this game playing out? You think I heard you say, do you think they're going to kill him?
Well, 31-20, but no
31-20. How do you think they get? How do you think they
no
get?
AJ, I might have to move that down to 24-20.
Yeah, because you think it'll be a game time decision? Or do you think they'll rule him out today?
Let me see if the injury report came out yet. Still no injury report from the Eagles. So that's something I'm looking for because they could rule him out now. I don't think they will, but they could.
No, they'll go game time.
I don't know that. Dude, 3 straight practices, no practice. Like John said, he doesn't see anybody who doesn't do. You at least have to be limited in the final play. Like Burns was out yesterday and the day before. He was limited today.
Yeah.
AJ was out.
What I was telling you, most people, for you to play on Sundays, you go out there and you're dressed so that you can be limited. You're not going to go out there. They'll limit you in practice. You're not going to go through all the drills. But what they're going to do is give you a couple more days to see how that whole thing works out for you by Sunday. and it gives them the ability. Dude, if you show up on Friday and you're in street clothes, I don't really ever remember players just going, hey, I'm going to fucking play Sunday. Yeah. And I wasn't at all in any way. Now, it's a division opponent. They just saw him 2 weeks ago. He's one of those. And by the way, Nick was asked that question today. Is he one of those players that could play on Sunday without practice? And he said yes. He is one of those. Dude, do you think there's more going on behind the scenes here?
I don't know that there's more going on. I just don't think AJ likes this offense, dude, anymore. I really do. I mean, there's two things that you missed that I'm not calling you out. I'm saying two things that if you heard, you would be using right now. And I'm going to tell you them right now, and I'm sure you will use them. Last night on the pregame show, before the Vikings and the Chargers game, what's her name? Taylor Rooks interviewed Justin Jefferson. And I wrote down this quote when I heard it in real time because I knew it was going to come back up. I wrote the quote down. This is Justin Jefferson responding to Taylor Rooks talking about, the youngest player to reach 8,000 yards, fastest, whatever. He said this, I quote, "I want to walk across the stage and get the Hall of Fame jacket and leave my legacy as one of the best wide receivers of all time." Now, I'm not saying that that's the right mindset, but that's how wideouts think. That's how most football players think. Forget wideouts. Like Sileo said, that's a more exclusive club than winning a Super Bowl.
3,200 men have won Super Bowl rings and only 351 own Hall of Fame rings.
So I'm just saying, like, if you don't think A.J. Brown has that, A.J. ruled out?
Ruled out.
Yep. John just tweeted it.
Holy piss. Damn, dude. What the fuck? I'm sorry. I mean, wait a minute. You're telling me that Landon Dickerson can play fucking 75% and fucking this guy is ruled out with a light hamstring injury?
Tony says they're trading him.
They're fucking trading him.
Dude, if they fucking trade, I will go scorched earth on this team. If they trade him at 5-2 in the middle of a fucking season coming off a Super Bowl, I will go scorched. You think I was mean to Jalen Hurts last week? I will go scorched fucking earth on Howie Roseman. Unless you bring me back Myles fucking Garrett, I don't want a draft pick. I don't want any of that bullshit. I don't want a draft pick. No. What do you mean? A draft pick? We got the window right now.
This is wild. This is fucking wild. I see players, nobody's healthy right now. You got a bye coming up. Bro, you're telling me you can't go out there as a decoy? He's been a decoy most of the year.
I'm texting John right now. Are we sure they're not trading him? Are we sure he's not on the trade block?
John's going to fire back no, because that's what the organization.
I don't care. I want him to at least tell me no, so I know. Okay, John, I'll take your word for it. But if you're wrong, I know where it is.
Dude,
Benny, I agree with you. I don't think they're actually trading him. That's why I just said that seems insane to me. You're 5-2 right now. I mean, you're going to trade him 1 year off a Super Bowl? One other thing, though. I just gave you.
You blew up the defense.
Bro, if they trade him for Myles Garrett, I'll be okay. Okay? I'll be good. In fact, I'll understand.
How about Sauce Gardner in a 3?
No. How
about Jermaine in a 1?
Ooh.
Remember this. The Jets are going to be in the top 3 picks in the April draft. Okay?
I'll say this. A lot of people like to chirp at Silz because, oh, he's this, and he says this about the Eagles, and he does. This isn't Big Silz. This is weird. This is not a Big Silz narrative here. This is weird.
Weird.
It's weird. I didn't see him get hurt. With the trade deadline is 2 Tuesdays from now. But remember, the Eagles have a bye week next week.
Dude, so guys are fucking hurt all over the league right now.
This is their last game before
Mike Evans, before he got hurt on Monday night, was nursing a hamstring, he was 75% going into that game. And he played.
I hate fans like this. Bro, I don't know you. I don't know you from a can of paint, but I hate the way you're a fan. I do. I don't hate you personally, but I hate the way you're a fan of the game. He says the guy is missing a game. What type of clickbait nonsense is this? Well, hurt season. What did you say when Trey Hendrickson missed the game last week because he was in trade rumors? You said, he's only out because they're trading him, right?
I bet you Hendrickson is not on the.
So you choose your narratives, though. You only will listen to it when it's not your favorite football team.
How about this? I bet you anything Hendrickson is not on that Bengal team after November 4th.
John said yes, period, to are we sure he's not on the trade block?
Okay, so you're just holding him out of a divisional game on a guy who tweaked his hamstring. Sure. And you got a bye on the other end of this. I'm sorry, dude. And you got Diane Rossini, who's telling you that the owner and everybody have to sit down and coddle this guy. You got the Philly, get this, the Philly media doesn't get it right. Because who does Bob Lane go to when he wants a national story out? You know what's funny? And I'm going to call people out here on this. Anytime a national fucking story on the Philadelphia Eagles goes out, not one local guy has it. It's either Adam Schefter or it's either Ian Rappaport or it's Diane Rossini.
So Cam Jurgens has been ruled out. AJ Brown has been ruled out. Not Jalen. Adoree Jackson and Azeez Ojulari. And Brandon Graham is not going to play, and Jacorian Bennett is not going to play.
That makes that game tighter, dude.
I know, but there's two things I like actually about BG not playing. It's because now they have to put Campbell on the edge. So Nakobe Dean's going to be out there. And I think Nakobe Dean's a much better matchup on Cam Scatterbill. So I like that for the run defense.
True.
That part of it I like.
True.
But no AJ Brown is a tough hit. I mean, no Cam Jurgens. You're missing two big pieces of this offense. Now, Cam Jurgens.
Let me say this to you. So you got your pass game going last week because you had one guy going on the other end. Now you're losing one of the components in that pass game, and you can't get your run game going. You're losing Cam Jurgens. You got an injured Landon Dickerson.
Darius Cooper is questionable. Only one. Jacorian ruled out. Brandon ruled out. AJ ruled out. Adoree ruled out. Jurgens ruled out. Ojulari ruled out. The only one with a questionable next to his name is Darius Cooper.
I don't give a shit what anybody says. This is the weirdest shit I've ever seen. By the way, we'll read all your supers at the end. Please hit the like button.
No, roll Philly. I mean, if he actually is hurt, then you're right. If he actually has a hamstring problem, then I get it. I get it. I just didn't see it. And around the trade deadline, it's a little weird. That's all I'm saying. I mean, you can make of it what you will. I'm just saying, I think it is odd.
It's always tough to question players' injuries.
Yeah, it is. And I don't think AJ would fake an injury. I don't think it's that. I think it's more about if an organization is trying to make
But I don't think it's over the top to question motives.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think it is at all. In fact, any logical person would.
Okay, I mean, you think there's more mental health stuff here? Diane Rossini in that interview supposedly was talking about mental health issues with AJ. Remember something, Lane Johnson missed some time for mental health. Did he miss like 4 games?
Yeah, he missed some games.
Hey, dude, I'm just trying to figure this out.
I hear you. I'm not. That one's a tough one for me to speak on. I will say, for those who don't know, this is something that AJ Brown has dealt with. There's a great question that he answered back when he was in Tennessee about he spoke openly about he almost took his life. So I'm not I know people like to make a joke of that stuff.
It's not a joke.
It's fine. I'm not going to speak about it or speculate on where AJ is mentally. I'll say I don't think so because he's been out of practice and he was walking around and stuff. I don't think it's that, but it is something that AJ's been open about dealing with in the past. And
team 2.
Yeah. So look, maybe it's something there. I don't know though. I hope not, man. I hope AJ's good. I'm an AJ Brown fan, man. I like AJ Brown. I've always been an AJ Brown fan. I think he's got obviously a great.
I think he's great for the team.
He's a great football player. There's no doubt about that. And I think I think he's got a mindset. People got to remember there was a moment in 2023 when the team was collapsing that a mic came out of AJ on the sideline talking, like kind of not ripping into players, but like if somebody's got to be the guy on the sideline that upsets people because we got to get the most out of ourselves, I'm going to be that guy. So that's still the way AJ Brown is, and that's probably why he's been tweeting, but I don't know what to make of it. It is weird that, perfect coincidence that his hamstring gets, right at the trade deadline. I don't know. I get it. But I hope he's good. I hope he's
I'm going to tell you this. If they lose Sunday and you got an off week, bro, the whole thing is going to be on fire. 5-3 at the break is not what the Eagles thought. And the Giants sweeping you? Dude, it's not that you're not better. Your talent level got closer to the shitty Giants when you lose.
It's like that thing you did. You start here and they're there.
Yeah.
A little bit. But remember, they did lose. They are without Paulson and Debo and Javon Holland. And they might be without Burns. I think Burns
aren't as big as your losses. My meaning is this.
All right, well, let's redo our score predictions. You had 28-17. Now no AJ, no Cam, no Brandon Graham, no Ojulari, no Adoree, no Jacorian Bennett. So you got Keely Ringo, you have Brett Toth, you have Jahan Dotson as wide receiver 2 in this football game.
And will Landon finish?
Landon's banged up per usual.
I got 21-17 Eagles.
You're going 21-17.
21-17.
All right, I originally had 31-20. I'm going to go 27-20. I think Jalen has a big game here. That's
my next. You think he does 2 in a row now? Without AJ and without Cam.
Choice, man. We don't have a choice. This is a year where last year was a year where everything worked. The complementary nature of your football team, the offense, the defense, the run game, everything worked. Even when they passed the ball. I know they didn't pass the ball a lot, but when they did, it worked. He was 71% completion percentage last year, Jalen Hurts. Last year was one of those years where everything worked. This is one of those years where your Super Bowl MVP, your elite quarterback, has to put the team on his back and go and win you some ball games. It's what I said in the summer when I predicted him to be in the MVP running. It's what I was bitching about 2 weeks ago when I was unhappy with Jalen Hurts. This year is going to require a different version of Jalen Hurts. And that different version means he's got to play like an MVP week in and week out. And will everybody agree with this? If Jalen Hurts doesn't have a great football game tomorrow, the team won't win the game. Does everybody agree with that or not?
Sunday, yes.
Sunday.
Yes. Yes. 1,000%.
That's how I view it. I think Jalen Hurts needs to play like an MVP week in and week out right now.
Let me add this little component to this whole thing that you just said. How do you think that affects the play calling with Kevin Patullo not having your number one ball handler in the offensive line, no center, and on top of that, you don't have your number one wideout that really kind of controls the passing game and how people look at that? How does that affect Kevin Patullo? I'm not even talking about Jalen Hurts. I'm talking about how that man, because I'll tell you what I saw on Monday night with Josh Gazard. He was fucking terrible. You know what he did? He had 12 rushing attempts because he panicked. And he got away from the run game. You know, Todd Bowles has been kicking his ass all week long saying, you learn from this, you can't abandon the run game. They abandoned it on Monday, and guess what they did when they did that? They got their fucking quarterback almost killed in the game. When you abandon the run game, you threaten the quarterback's health back there when you don't have a run game.
I agree.
How does that affect Kevin Patullo on Sunday?
Well, to be blunt, I think Kevin Patullo is already a stiff, so I don't think it's going to be good. No, I'm not even saying that to be funny. Like I don't think he's added anything to this team. So I don't think it helps him. I mean, he just lost his best wide receiver, who's already having trouble getting them the ball. I mean, he threw the ball to him 4 fucking times last week. He got hit a $120. Find me another receiver who gets 4 catches, a $120 and 2 tutties. Imagine 10 catches. Again,
so does that mean Keely Ringo starting?
Keely Ringo is going to start. Yep.
Okay, so you told me you think that the Giants injuries in the secondary, it helps Philly, right? Well, do you think the injuries in the secondary to the Eagles help the shitty wide receivers for the Giants too?
Yeah, absolutely. But the only difference is who's better, Devonte Smith or Wan'Dale Robinson?
Okay.
And Jordan Humphrey.
2 nights ago, Jackson Dart was the best quarterback on the field.
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago. He was the best QB on the field. Was he not?
I think he had a better game. I think he had a better night. Yeah, I do. I think he had a better night. But
well, with that talent and the Giant talent beating the Eagle talent the way they did, I don't know. That was pretty much really the only thing that was close in that thing was a coin toss.
No AJ Brown. I'm not gonna lie. It's gonna be this game. The dynamic of this game is completely different.
Completely different. And see, it's the collective that you're talking here. No Cam, no guys in the corner, and no AJ. It's the collective. You see what I'm saying? It's
I got you.
Look at this. The group of talent that the Eagles are missing versus the group of talent that the Giants are missing. The Giants, dude, their second team guys might be as good as the first team guys because it's not high level. You guys are here, and then you're going down to the Giant level. The talent level of the Eagles dropped today.
Well, no doubt. I mean, AJ Brown.
No, not worse than what the Giants are. You know what I would do to this Eagle team too if I was going to run the football? I'd go scatterboo on them stretch plays because I'm going to threaten them fucking ends because I heard you this morning talking to John about who's going to play. Tell the people who's going to play at edge in this game against the Giants.
What do you mean?
Jalix Hunt.
Yeah, Jalix Hunt. Josh Uche, who's actually been okay, but he's not an every down guy. But he's been okay in getting pressure. You're going to have Campbell out there and Pat Johnson.
Okay. Well, I'm going to threaten that.
Well, I hear you. I'm not saying you're wrong. They're going to try. The edges have to either play great or get walked on. And they're not great edges. We don't have a great edge group right now. Even Jahad Campbell. I mean, look, I like the player, but he's never played edge. He's the smallest recorded edge since the 1970s. Think about that. He's not built to be an edge rusher. He's an off-ball linebacker. Right. Now, I think one day he could be that, maybe. But right now, he's learning it on the job.
I like your take on getting Dean. You got to get Dean on the field.
Yeah, and Dean. Well, that's the advantage of this. Now there's no question. Campbell's going to be at the edge. Dean's going to be the linebacker. That's going to be good versus a team that wants to run the football. I don't know offensively. I mean, think about it. We're not running the ball well right now. I don't think it's because of Saquon. I think it's because of the offensive line. You still only have Brett Toss, so that's certainly not going to improve this week unless Jordan Mailata and Lane Johnson just have insanely good games and they do all sorts of crazy shit, which I don't think will happen. Dickerson still has the same health issues that he had a week ago and 2 weeks ago. Tyler Steen is what he is. He's a solid pass blocker. He's not that great in the run game. So does the run game get going? And now the passing game, which looked great last week, just lost its best weapon. I mean, go watch the game tape from the Vikings game. They were all over AJ. There's the reason that Devontae's able to run free when he's able to. I mean, this game has a much different personality going into it now with no AJ Brown.
By the way,
it's got to be a Jalen Hurts game, folks. Jalen Hurts game.
Last week, the Giants hung in there with the Broncos too.
Yeah, hung in there. They were the better team.
Yeah.
They were the better team last week. They lost the game in the fourth. They had a worse fourth.
They don't know how to win yet.
Yep, I agree. This is a Jalen Hurts game. I like that Hurts season. It's a Dallas Goedert game too. Dallas Goedert should be able to torch them.
Devonte Smith says that A.J. Brown is a critical part of the team.
Yeah, I heard that.
A leader in the locker room, and everyone knows where his heart is. Wow, man. I mean, I get this. I'm honest to God, all bullshit aside here, no kidding, man. I can't get this A.J. Brown thing, bro. I don't know what the fuck to make out of it. I mean,
no, Drew Rosenhaus is not A.J. Brown's agent.
No, it's Jimmy Sexton.
Tory Dandy?
Oh, I thought it was Jimmy Sexton.
Oh, it might be Jimmy Sexton.
Okay.
They're both listed. Wait, let me look it up. Yeah, they're both listed. Tory Dandy and Jimmy Sexton.
Okay, Jimmy Sexton's a great. Jimmy Sexton's a friend.
They're both at CAA.
Yeah.
By the way, did you hear Nick Saban's comment?
No.
Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he's coming back. Well, he said an interesting remark. He said,
"A $14 million a year will make that."
No, it won't be that. I think it'll be higher than that.
Okay.
Well, he said, "I'm not interested in it." And don't start throwing out numbers because my wife is interested in those numbers and I'm not interested in the job. In other words, to start our negotiation, your number must wow my wife.
Yeah, you know what it is? Because what's his name? Signetti.
20 M's.
No way. I could see 15.
Would you Penn State giving him 20 M's a year for turning around in 3 to 5 years? He'll win a title at Penn State in 3 years. I guarantee it.
Oh, he'd win a title with that group this year.
Nick Saban.
If Nick Saban was the head coach of that Penn State talent, he'd win a national title this year. Dude, I get to recruit in New Jersey, Pennsylvania. I get to go to your St. Joe's. I get to go to Penn Hills in Pittsburgh. I get to go to Hershey, Western Pennsylvania, Ohio, Indiana.
Nick Saban, please don't go to Penn State. You're going to make me look the roof for Penn State. Please, Nick. Please. Bro,
I got to tell you, man.
If Nick Saban coming out of retirement, I'll fire Kalen DeBoer tomorrow. I don't care about the record.
I don't think he's doing a shitty job.
He's doing a good job, but he ain't Nick Saban. And if Nick Saban's coaching anywhere, he's coaching at the University of Alabama.
If A.J. Brown is playing anywhere, he's playing in Philly. He ain't playing anywhere like the Dallas Cowboys.
Fuck DeBoer. If Saban's coming back, come on. He ain't going to Penn State, dude.
Penn State, Nick. You know, he did coach.
Dude, I got to eat these dumplings.
Oh, let me see this.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Go to humptiesdumplings.com.
By the way, we'll do all the supers after. Hit the like button.
Well, I don't know what flavor. I'm guessing on my
put that drop down there for people to see if they can. Oh, well, look at the sauces.
Wait. I got to show you the sauces. I'm not going to be able to hold the plate up. All right, ready? I got two sauces from Humpty's. That is honey barbecue sauce. It says no huffing, no puffing, just perfection. Now I got spicy buffalo. All right. That's
me.
Don't panic. It's just a little heat. I love buffalo.
Me too, right? Man.
We're going to shake up our sauces. I love
great sauces, dude.
For those who missed our segment earlier with Krause, we got a new sponsor here on JAKIB, and I am officially taste testing them. Humpty's Dumplings right here.
Put that scroll up. Put that scroll up so people can log on. Hey, so you can log on and also follow on social media too.
Oh, that sauce smells fuck. I'm a sauce guy. I don't know about you.
Me too.
This sauce smells good.
Me too.
Pour a little bit of that on my plate. All right. Let me take out a little bit of the hot sauce, the spicy buffalo. A little bit of fun on a football Friday, Big Silz.
I love a good sauce too, dog.
Oh, that buffalo is good. That buffalo is good. All right, so this is what I got. I got my plate of dumplings. Now, these are fresh out of the air fryer. These are so easy that even I can cook.
My wife's got an air fryer.
People joke about it. I've never touched an air fryer. I've never touched a kitchen appliance. I don't cook. I don't do that. All right. That the women in my family do that for me. These were so easy that even I could do it. Okay. So let's try one of these dumplings. By the way, I have no idea what flavor I'm going into first. That looks like cheesesteak, folks.
Look at that, dog.
That looks like cheesesteak.
God, that looks good. That looks good. And by the way, all of this made in Philly, right? Like your pop said?
Yeah, absolutely. They're right in Glenside for anybody that's local. And if you're not local, go to Dumplings.com. You can order them anywhere.
This guy's being, Silz is drooling.
Bro. Holy shit. That cheesesteak is nuts.
Oh, that thing looks great. That looks so good, dude.
Dude, it is so freaking good. That tastes like a Philly cheesesteak.
Xander, Bruce just asked, is there a promo code?
Is there a promo code? I don't think so. No. We don't have a promo code.
Well, the promo code would give us credit.
All right, what is this one? This might be the French onion, folks. That's the French onion I'm working with here.
No chewing on the mic, Silz.
Let me cut open a French onion for you. All right. I got all these different flavors, bro.
I can't get this AJ Brown stuff out of my head.
There's buff chick.
Woo!
There's buff chick.
How's that?
The cheesesteak one is a winner. The cheesesteak one is a winner. The French onion one is a winner. So I'm not going to lie to you. I haven't eaten yet today. So
you're ending the segment?
This is hitting like crack right now. These are incredible. And honestly, I know people probably think I'm saying that because they're sponsoring. These are good. These are really good. And the sauce is amazing. The buffalo sauce.
Well, we don't put shitty advertisers on our show,
No,
man.
we don't. And my pop told you, man, Kazacani. You know which one I'm trying to find? I'm trying to find the Italian.
Savvy Seats kicked ass, didn't it? Savvy Seats even kicked ass,
That's
right?
the Italian roast pork right there.
Right.
I'm dropping Humpty dumplings on my desk.
Hey, Savvy Seats even kicked ass, right?
Mm-hmm.
Good.
Bro, I'm sorry, Joe.
Yeah. I'm slightly getting pissed at you the more and more you eat in there.
Well, man, that is good. The Italian roast pork is crazy good.
Dude, the way it's made looks
great. All right, I'm going to rank them in order right now.
All right.
I ate a French onion. Here's the French onion.
Did you eat that Italian thing?
Yeah, I just ate the Italian roast pork one.
Okay.
Here's French onion. I'm going to go cheesesteak 1. The cheesesteak was incredible. Buff chick 2. I love buffalo. I got to go French onion 3 because French onion soup is one of my favorite things in the world.
You put the cheese
I gotta
on the
go.
top?
What's that?
You put the cheese on the top and your French onion or yours?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to go cheesesteak 1, buffalo 2, French onion 3, and the Italian pork 4th. But it's not a bad 4. It's a really good 4. Now, they also have, and I didn't try any of these yet, they got Asian pork, broccoli cheddar, honey chipotle chicken, spinach mozzarella and ricotta. That's not going to be your boy Z. I'm not a spit. Do I look like a spinach guy to you, everybody? I'm not. And a Philly special dumpling package. Holy shit, these are good.
You tell them where they can get this now.
Humpty'sDumplings.com. You can see the logo there on the screen. Or go follow them on social media at Humpty'sDumplings.com. I'll put the scroll up so you guys can see on the screen. You've had wings. You've had cheesesteaks. Now it's dumpling time. Visit Humpty'sDumplings.com or follow them on social media at Humpty's Dumplings. You do not have to be in the area. You can order these right to your door. They come, and I drop them in the air fryer. All right? So they're very simple to do here. Very simple to do. 314 says, I just ordered the Philly special dumpling package.
Nicely done, 314. Nice.
Very good, man. Very good. Sean Davis sends a super sticker. Thank you, Sean. Appreciate it, brother. Guys, go and get your Humpty's Dumplings. We got the Sixers game tomorrow night. We got the World Series game tonight. If you're in the area, drive right over Keswick Village. Humpty's Dumplings is over there, and they'll cook them for you, by the way. You don't have to buy the frozen ones like I had here that I air fried, even though they're just as good. But go grab them. And then Sunday, we got the Eagles game. So get your tailgate food in. Get your game day food in. Shit, my mouth is watering now. I'm all hungry and shit, Silz.
Well, wait a minute. Before you can eat while you do this. Let's do the supers. Mike North is coming up. So eat your Humpty's Dumplings right now while you're doing the supers, and tell the folks.
Cheesesteak one tastes like it's from a Philly cheesesteak place.
That's
and
fantastic.
I don't say that lightly. I eat cheesesteaks all the time, and I'm a harsh critic of cheesesteak.
There is no doubt. Cheesesteaks from Philadelphia versus any place on the planet.
You know what's funny? You know what's funny too? For anybody who's listened to our segment consistently, which we have a lot of those people who love our segment. How many times do I say? I always say I'm going to go Humpty Dumpty and sit on the wall in this question. Sileo always tries to put me in a tough spot, and I say I'm going Humpty Dumpty and sitting on the wall. So now we got Humpty's Dumplings that is going to promote, going to sponsor the show here. So we appreciate them obviously for doing it. Appreciate them. Good stuff. I got a drink here. I got to get a sip real quick.
Hey, I got to look at that. I'm going to go Humpty.
We already told them we need a package for Silz.
So
I'm going to send you a package of dumplings.
Oh, my God. That's going to be phenomenal here. Humpty's Dumplings. I'm going on their social media, and I'm going to start following them.
Follow them up.
Yep.
Elizabeth says, eat the spinach. Elizabeth, never do it. No spinach for your boy.
I'm with you, man. Hey,
I'm basically anything.
No way.
And kale.
My daughter and my wife will eat the hell out of the spinach. I will not eat the spinach.
Although I can do spinach in certain instances if it's like
a salad.
No, I think there might be spinach in this Italian roast pork one.
How's it? Yeah, but it's going to be like small.
That's what I mean. It's what I mean. It's a compliment.
Yeah.
It's not actual.
Yeah.
Leo, what do you think Emrys would like? The spinach ricotta. All right, here we go. Sean Davis, thanks for the super sticker, bro.
Oh, that's cool, dude. Thank you.
If you meant to put a comment, Sean. I'll pull it up if I can find it at $20. That's no joke right there. Thank you, bro. Appreciate that. Brian Fleming says, even before AJ out, how is Vegas and everyone so confident the Birds win this game? They dog walked us 2 weeks ago. Petula was dumb, and our D can't stop the run.
Dude, I don't know what to say about all this. I'm really, you know what? I can't. This is the wildest thing I've seen. The guy's been chirping all week. All of a sudden, he's out. You know what? So you're telling me he hurt himself enough to miss a ball game? I can get that he got hurt, bro, and I get it. But to miss a ball game, hey, how about this? You're not even a game time decision. You got ruled out on a fucking Friday afternoon.
I know. Well, he did miss the third. Once he missed the third practice, I knew he was going to be out.
I don't get it.
I knew he was going to be out.
Dude, I'm sorry, man. And you know what? I love John. I really do. But I'm not buying this. I think there's something more to this. I mean, listen, I doubt it's trade stuff too. I do. But I wouldn't completely rule this, especially when you have like really respected people talking that they've talked to the owner.
Yeah. Well, the owner is, the owner was out of practice the other day watching the offense.
Did you see that? Jeffrey Lurie's out there watching the offensive line.
Yep. Sean, here's Sean. Sean, I don't know if you meant to put a comment on the other one. Thanks for the super again, bro. He says, AJ said, now you want to throw me the ball. What the F is that? Because there were 3 defenders around him. He really don't like his quarterback. I didn't see that. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I didn't see that either. I'm not going there until I see that. Yeah, I'm not going anywhere near that. I got to see that.
Here's Kyle. Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. When he fell over, he gave Petula the job.
Nice.
Oh, man, that's funny. That is funny. All right, here we go. Christopher says, I'm with you, Z. AJ isn't happy in this offense. He's got a ring. Now he wants stats. I don't want to lose him, but give me a 2-3 and Crosby or Miles, and I'm good. It's about the only thing I'd be happy with.
You're in fantasy land about Crosby and Miles.
Well, that's where I'm at. If you're not getting one of those guys back for AJ Brown, what the hell are you trading him in the middle of the season?
Middle of the season, And you're going to get more value in April of next year.
You don't think we're going to lose this game, do you? You changed to 21-17. That's awfully close. I got 27-20 Birds after the AJ news.
Do I think you can? Yeah. Do I think you will?
Absolutely can.
No.
NFL, you can lose anything.
No. I think the quarterback at home will be the difference. But, dude, how about this? Let me ask you this. You think this is a fourth quarter football game?
I think that's what the Giants want.
I think this is a fourth quarter football game now.
People are saying he said that after the touchdown. Sean says when he caught the touchdown.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
No, I don't know, man. All these people were tweeting what he said. I didn't hear that. We
got official, mouth readers now.
Yeah, we got mouth reader. Kyle says the timing is weird. Kyle, there ain't no denying that, my friend. By the way, one other thing I wanted to tell you. Remember, I brought up the Justin Jefferson quote, but then the AJ news broke, so we jumped right into that, obviously. But I read you the Justin Jefferson quote from last night on the pregame interview. Well, there's another quote I'm going to give you, and I can't quote you exactly, but Devonte Smith was on the podcast with Pat Surtain and Terrion Arnold. It's called the Closed on Sundays podcast. 2 Alabama former cornerbacks, both in the NFL now. Terrion with the Lions, obviously. Surtain with the Broncos. And they asked Devonte on the show, what's next for you, Smitty? You won a Heisman. You won a Super Bowl. You've had so much success. And now he didn't even say Hall of Fame. He said Pro Bowls and All Pros. And they both looked at him and said, you've never been to the Pro Bowl? That's Devonte Smith. I'm just saying, for anybody who thinks receivers should just sit down and shut up, I get it. That's perfect world shit, though. That's not how receivers think. Justin Jefferson's on the pregame show. I want to walk down that. I want to get my jacket and be remembered as one of the best. Devonte Smith, I want to get some Pro Bowls and All Pros.
Remember what I said. 3,200 men have won Super Bowl rings. 351 men have been awarded Hall of Fame rings. I mean, the more exclusive club is Hall of Fame, not 100%. Super Bowl.
100%. All right. Sean says you can hear it. Sean, I'll go check it out. If you have me on Twitter, bro, send it to me on Twitter and I'll take a look at it. The clip that I heard, I couldn't really tell. Here's Stay Focused says, this week will determine the trade potential. If we kill it without him, then he's gone. Well, remember, the trade deadline is
the off week, too.
It's right after our bye week. It's the Tuesday after our bye week. I think it's November 3rd or 4th is the deadline.
4th.
4th? Is that Tuesday?
Yep.
So that's November 4th. So keep an eye on that. Dirty D says, y'all think Jimmy Sexton is pulling a page out of Rosenhaus's book with AJ? Potentially.
Jimmy Sexton is one of the best agents in all of the national. By the way, he represented, if I'm not mistaken, Peyton Manning.
Well, you know who else he represents? We just talked about him earlier.
Who?
Nick Saban.
Yeah, Jimmy Sexton. He represented Jimmy Johnson too.
Yeah, he's good.
After Robert, get this. After Robert Fraley died, you know where Robert Fraley died? He's one of the greatest agents in NFL history. You know how he died? He was on the plane with the golfer Payne Stewart.
Oh, really?
And he was on that plane that went down and died. Was Robert Fraley?
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Steven says, guys, it's okay. Someone told me AJ is dressing up as T.O. for Halloween. He's just getting into character a little early. Oh,
and he's got to start doing some push-ups too in the driveway.
Come on,
my favorite T.O. line is, that's my order. Crying over another man. That's not cool unless he's your boy.
Here's Crowley. I want to get off here. I got a plate of dumplings I got to eat. Crowley says he has a hamstring injury. He didn't play last year either when he hurt it week 1. I think he missed until the bye week last year. No, he missed the first 3 games, I think, Crowley.
Real quick, what do you think Mike North is going to say about this NBA gambling thing?
I don't know. I can't wait to hear what he's got to say. That's a big that story to me feels like it's the tip of the iceberg.
Oh, absolutely.
That doesn't feel like that.
That goes across all major sports now.
100%. By the way, it doesn't take a genius to figure out every fucking sports league gets in bed with every big casino and big gambling outlet in the country. And here we are a couple years later. Every one of them. Even ESPN. ESPN never touched sports betting. Now they got ESPN Bet. They got this. They got that. They got a
The
bet.
NFL is partners with them.
You know, anybody could have predicted this would come. And by the way, this precedes even when sports gambling was legal. This has been going on for years, decades. Khaled says, Howie did say we don't plan to trade him yet. Khaled, don't put that in quotes. That's not what Howie said. We don't plan to trade him yet. What are you trying to gaslight people, Khaled?
That's not yet. That's not what
Howie never said that.
Hey, nice Sileo move.
Yeah, that was a Sileo move, is right. Josh says, okay, Jalen Knights, it's your boy. Time to shine. Yes, it is, Josh.
Yes, it is.
Junior says, anyone can play day with this 6-play offense. Yeah, it's not a good offense.
See Sunday.
Dirty D says, I mean, I've woken up in the middle of the night dead asleep to a leg cramp. It was awful. Yeah. I was sleeping and hurt myself. Yeah. Dirty D, I don't think A.J. Brown could say that. Jason says, watch the last catch against Minnesota. He got up slow. Was that the touchdown catch or the final play?
Final play.
I'll watch it. Dirty D says, I think we got this one now. Didn't AJ just say he didn't want to? Yeah, all right. We got them all. All right, we got them all.
You better eat your dumplings now, bro.
I do. I'm going to eat my dumplings. Go to humptysdumpling.com. Buy the dumplings. I recommend the cheesesteak and the French onion. And if you like buffalo, then get the buffalo too. By the way, there's a lot in a bag. There's like 14 or 13 of them in one of those bags. They're like $24. So they're a great deal. Great deal.
Great job there, Xander.
All right, Silz.
We will see you on the pregame show on Sunday, correct?
It's a big one for Mike North today. You know, Jalen was coming off of 2 not-so-good games, and Mike was up here saying he loves Jalen. Well, Jalen delivered the goods last week. All right, a perfect passer rating, all those different things.
So now, have you modified? Now, no Cam. Have you modified? And no AJ. Have you modified your game with the Giants?
I told you. I went from 31-20 to 27-20.
Okay. All right. Big Z.
By the way, I typed in Nick Saban's name, the first headline that came up. Nick Saban isn't returning to college football, but don't let his wife hear the contract numbers.
Especially at $15 million.
If he goes to Penn State, no.
If he goes to Penn State, they'll win a national title.
I might go into depression.
All right. Big Z, I appreciate you, my friend. I'll see you on the pregame on Sunday.
Yes, sir. Later, Big Silz. Appreciate everybody.
Folks, make sure you go to Humpty's Dumplings as well. Get your order going there. Appreciate that too, man. Holy cow. You know what I love? I always need to get a guy that loves drama like Big Silz. And the man that stirred the pot in Chicago all those years. Do you know that I have people telling me now from around the country, John Mamola, who was my program director when I was at WDAE, goes, you know that I idolize that guy. And I go, you know what he used to say to me all the time? When I was down in WDAE in Tampa, he got down there. He's a young punk. He didn't know anything. And so he gets down there. Hey, you got to hear Mike North. I go, who the hell is Mike North? And he's going like, no, this guy, he's a... And of course, after all the years, I found out who Mike North is. He's kind of like Howard Eskin, and he's like Angelo Cataldi. Like look, there's Mike Francesa in New York. There's Howard Eskin and Angelo in Philadelphia. Hacksaw Hamilton was in San Diego. Okay, nobody really in LA because they don't talk sports in LA. And listen, sports talk radio in Los Angeles, really? I don't think so. But in Chicago, okay, there's one name that's synonymous with sports talk. It's a guy who, by popular demand, you know what I said I'm getting Mike on? They all go, great, Mike North is coming on again. So without further ado, the man, the myth, the legend, he's got the toupee on correct this day. He is my friend, Mike North, joins us again for his spot with us here each and every single Friday at 4:30 Eastern time. How you doing, brother?
Having a good hair day, it looks like I am, Silz. You know that. Right now, a little bit tilted to the left, the toupee right now, but, you know, a little R.J. Wagner-ish, if you will. But I'm feeling good. Everything's going well. I got a football team in my hometown of Chicago that has been very fortunate to the fact that they've won 3 games. And when you say, does luck matter in the National Football League? Well, you block a kick against the Raiders, and you win that game. You pick up a fumble in a bad exchange with the Commanders. Okay. And then last week, there's a false start on a fumble that the Bears recover at their goal line. And they end up basically winning all those games. So we're winning games that, believe me, it took 20 years to win. And we've won 3 in a row, sort of like the 2016 with Peanut Tillman and Urlacher and guys like that, that Lance Briggs, that got turnovers. And we're leading the league in turnovers. And yeah, I heard the gentleman. And by the way, you got to me a little late today. Okay, can you run that by the board?
I guess yes, sir. I will make sure that
I got a little late. I didn't have the M&Ms in my dressing room and what have. No, I was enjoying the conversation because you feed off the last person who was on, who's great, and he said Mike's going to have a good day. I'm never going to change from game to game. Jalen Hurts is a hell of a quarterback. He beat a team that was poised to beat Philadelphia, but a former Eagle and Carson Wentz. I bet Minnesota in that game. And if you remember, I said there was a good chance Philadelphia would lose this game, and you looked at me surprisingly.
Well, the game was still a fourth quarter football game.
He turned the ball over twice with bad interceptions.
Minnesota did everything in that ball game to want to lose.
Absolutely. So it's the way it is with handicapping in the NFL. But you got Philadelphia looking good now. I said it again on my show on ESPN 1000. I brought the Philadelphia fans, and they're very hard to please, like Bear fans. And I said, but I would take Jalen Hurts on the Bears right now. And, you got the kid like Caleb Williams, who's thrown for 58% only in his last 4 games. We're winning games in spite almost of the quarterback.
Yeah, but Mike, let me ask you this, though. Aren't those games in the past Chicago loses?
Absolutely.
Aren't those games that guess what?
And I went over I went over the reasons why we won those games. And Caleb Williams, by the way, in the hand, and like against Dallas, he threw 4 touchdowns. So I mean, I'm not besmirching him or besmirching him. What I'm saying is special teams. In the old days, and I'll tell you what Ben won me over with Ben Johnson. It was this week.
Oh, so wait, you've now been won over by him.
In a way I have, and I'll tell you why. Before Ben Johnson came here, razzle-dazzle, sis-kumbah football, the way flea flickers, but he had the talent. And I remember Brian Billick of the Ravens, who won a Super Bowl, and I remember being absolutely livid because he decided it was all about him, and he got in Elvis Gerbeck to take Trent Dilfer's spot, who won the Super Bowl for him, by playing the type of football that Billick called for him. And then he got rid of Trent. And Billick never won again and was thrown out.
Al Bowler.
Right. And was taken out of the league.
Yeah.
After that. Never did anything. So I just think that the way Johnson handed the ball to Swift consistently showed great discipline. It's not about Ben Johnson. It's not about the headlines. It's I'm going to keep sticking with the run.
Yeah.
Caleb Williams had very little to do with that football win. It was 300 yards from scrimmage from Swift, who is a relative unknown, even though he's been a big money back for a few years and started in Detroit. That was awesome, wasn't it? Thank you.
Yeah, hey, listen, Detroit, and then I thought he did a really good job when he was in Philadelphia too. I mean, he had 11 yards rushing.
Absolutely. And then you know what? I was thinking of you when Hurts was putting up those scores. We'll see what he does this week. You got the New York Giants.
But Mike, my problem with Hurts is that he doesn't do it week to week.
Yeah, but you know what? Tell that to any Philadelphia fan who sees.
Yeah, no, and he wins week to week. He wins week to week.
That's all you have to win. I said the other day, everybody's going, "Oh, Caleb." I go, Caleb Williams gets a D+ for this game, and yeah, you're probably right. I go, listen, it doesn't matter. When we had Mitch Trubisky, we were 29-21, went to 2 playoffs in 4 years. Okay? I didn't care if he threw for 3 yards. I don't care if Caleb Williams throws for 3 yards. I just saw a little piece with Rex Grossman. He could go in any bar in America and go, I was a Super Bowl quarterback. They'd laugh at him. And you know what? He's a Super Bowl quarterback. And he said, when's the last time Chicago had a Super Bowl party? When I played quarterback. Period. So at the end of the day, it doesn't matter who threw for this and did that. It's who was the field general at the time. And he might be the worst quarterback ever to play in the Super Bowl. But he got there. And he got there by design. Sometimes you got to give the coaching staffs credit for knowing what they got. I sound like you rock me a little bit, don't you? Don't I?
No, I love it. I
inspire you?
Yeah, yes, totally.
You know I did, Silz. Come on.
Let me throw this at you now here. Mike,
yeah.
Next week is the bye week for the Eagles. After this game against the Giants, they got a bye, okay?
You have trouble there.
So A.J. Brown's missed the entire week. He's been ruled out for this game here.
We have a hand.
I don't remember him getting hurt in that last game against Minnesota. You know, I'm not going to sit here and I'm not a guy that likes to question injuries or not, but isn't everybody hurt right now in the NFL?
I don't care if he plays it down for the Eagles. I love Devonte Smith, and Devonte Smith had 9 catches in that last game. Okay, he's the star of that team, and maybe that's one of the problems A.J. Brown has. Maybe there's a hidden competition between him. I don't know what they're related. He might be close friends with Devonte Smith, but Devonte Smith was an undersized receiver.
You can be friends, Mike, on a team, but have a competitive competition. With
absolutely, and he sees a game within the game. He sees that he's losing ground to Devonte Smith, who's the better receiver, keeps his mouth shut, just plays the game, hands the ball to the ref. Was doubted coming out of Alabama because of his frame.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you got this Terrell Owens type character, me, I. I've been right about Hurts and I'm right about Brown. He's a cancer. If anybody could stop the Philadelphia Eagle Express, you know, if he got a 15-yard penalty for disorderly conduct or whatever, no, that's the wrong word for it. But what do you call it? Whatever, a flag for unsportsmanlike conduct.
Unsportsmanlike.
It would be him. He'd be like Draymond Green was to Golden State. You know, they lost the damn championship because somebody opened up their mouth. I want a guy like Devonte Smith who was doubted, has a lot of dog in him, and is disciplined enough to play great football. 9 catches, came up big against you, Minnesota.
Man, I mean,
that's pretty damn good, isn't it? Did you like that?
Listen,
you're almost gasping out of admiration.
I can't figure this out, man. I mean, like, I don't think the guy get this. I think he loves Philly. I think he loves the players he's with. I just don't think he likes the offense he's in because you know why? Mike, let me ask you this. Would you rather have a world championship ring, a Super Bowl ring, or a Hall of Fame ring? And let me go here. 3,200 men since 1967, was it? 66, the first Super Bowl, 60 years coming up in Santa Clara in Super Bowls. 3,200 men have Super Bowl rings. Only 351 men have Hall of Fame rings. One's the most exclusive club in all of pro football, and that's the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
What would you rather own?
Well, the winner and me and you, of course, because I respect you immensely, is both. You want that first. And I've been fortunate. I got, I played at a different Sandlot type of situations, but for top flight softball, football, stuff like that. And I won championships and stuff like that. But I'm in 4 Hall of Fames in Chicago.
Yeah.
Okay? And to be in those Hall of Fames means a lot. And you do, usually if you have Hall of Famers, you win. Now, I come from Chicago where we had 4 Hall of Famers, for instance, Fergie Jenkins, Ron Santo, Ernie Banks, and Billy Williams, and we didn't win diddly. So if you ask them,
also Sayers and Butkus too. On the
Sayers and Butkus. But if you ask them at the end now, where would you rather be? But at the time, they wanted a championship. Now, to be in Hall of Fame is the ultimate. I mean, and to be in the Hall of Fame in anything, but in the National Football League is epic. It's epic. And there's great players that I saw play from the beginning. Guys like Mel Gray, Lem Barney, Russ Grimm.
You probably saw my uncle here, Robustelli, play.
I loved Andy Robustelli. I loved him so much. He looked like Italian grocer, if you will, guy that would be selling, but he'd rip your heart out. Played the inside tackle for the New York Giants.
Yep. Played
on the Gifford Y.A. Tittle team. Del Schaffner, Pat Summerall. I'll go all night long like Lionel Richie. And I just loved those teams. That was my league. the 60s and the 70s. People want to call me a boomer.
Charlie Connerly, all them
Yeah,
guys.
You want to call me a boomer? You're damn right I am.
You know what?
I saw it at its best. I saw football at its best.
I don't really bring those guys up that much anymore, but because they don't really know the names, you know the names.
You got to teach these kids the names.
Hey, Dick Mozaleski and
I love Dick from the Cleveland Browns.
Hey, Cat Cabbage was on that D-line. Rosie Greer was on that line.
Roosevelt Brown?
Yeah, Roosevelt. All them guys. Listen, they were on that line with Andy Robustelli.
I got one with you. I got a great player that nobody talks about.
Pat Summerall was on that team.
You know what I would tell kids, the younger guys? Do you want to learn how great pro football was? Because most of the guys that we loved in the 60s would play now. Don't tell me Sayers couldn't play in this league. Don't tell me Walter Payton couldn't play in this league. Don't tell me Butkus, he'd be outlawed in this league. Don't go there.
That's probably, you know what? I tell people that I'm not sure Lawrence Taylor could play in today's time because you know what? It's not because of talent. It's because he'd be outlawed because of how they played the game.
That's right. It would be look, I'll give you a guy. Jimmy Patton, defensive back of the New York Giants, number 21. When I was a kid, he had the slick back hair. I go, this guy, this is what you want to be. Good looking guy, single. I mean, I'm like 12 thinking about this in the NFL. Jimmy Patton, So we had all our favorites that we'd get in football cards and stuff like that. And you tell the kids about these guys, they should have a class on old school football in the colleges. I bet you do an overflow crowd.
How about this, Mike? You see that jersey right there?
Andy at number 81.
Listen, no, but that jersey is the New York Giants Hall of Fame when they inducted him into the Ring of Honor.
God bless him.
Get this. That was willed to me. That's his.
Yeah.
This jersey here was willed to me.
It's a great
honor.
It
was given to me, and it was the one that was hanging up in the New York Giants old stadium, the old stadium that they used to have. So
that's a great honor, and he was
a former MVP actually of the NFL.
The guy was just he clogged up the middle. The classic games, Baltimore, the New York Giants.
Oh yeah,
you gotta look.
He'll never talk about that 50. He'll never talk to you about that 57 title, that 56 title game. He hated that game. I gotta ask you this now: the NBA.
Why do you hate the game, by the way?
What's that? Because he lost the championship game with Alamici.
I know Alan Amici. Well, at least another Italian got in the end zone.
And a Heisman winner too, by the way. Mike, what do you make of this NBA?
Well, back in the day, over 30 years ago, and I'm glad that people on Twitter realized what I said. Back when I was in the early 90s handicapping football, I said if they ever legalized the game, there'd be all sorts, as far as gambling, there'd be all sorts of problems. Well, now the last 7 years I've been preaching that the prop bets were the worst bet you could ever make, okay? And that they were easily manipulative, because to fix a football game or a baseball game or even a basketball game, you need a group. You need a group of men. To fix a prop, you just need one guy. And he could poison. He could be the one that jumps in the barrel and spoils the whole bunch, babe. So I predicted this, and good to hear my guys, Dr. J and Dave Kerner, Dr. J, who's a financial guy who know me for years, saying I called this because Adam Silver's spineless, number one. Okay. He says the other day, we wish that the casinos and the apps would step back a little bit with the prop betting. Don't wish it. Tell them. You're the commissioner. Have a spine. You're the one that started this with the load management crap that rewarded billionaires, millionaires, 30 million a year. I'm not going to play half the season. I'm going to fake injury. Prop bets. I'm going to go limping out. And people will understand if I have a little sprained ankle that anybody from the 60s and 70s would play on. Okay? So they manipulate everything in the NBA. The players, they showed a thing on X today. And I encourage everybody to look.
You think the players rigged the game through load management?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, the injury reports were coming out late last year. There was complaints. You'd be putting 500 on the Lakers, and then you find out LeBron's sitting. And you found out like an hour before game time. You got to, I've had people, including Prop Swap and other apps, say they have to tighten that. Okay? But when you sit out a game, or when you say you have a sprained ankle and you may play partial a game, and you tell Damon Jones that, and then Damon Jones gets on with a line of people, and they tell other people. And
you're talking about the Milwaukee game where LeBron didn't play, and
right.
Jones had information.
But let me tell you, I don't think Jones is the only guy. I think there's others involved that when they find out, not just LeBron, they'll find out, Durant turned his ankle in practice. He may play only half of the game. And they'll go, oh, my God, okay, good. And they'll get that information. They'll go, I'll bet the under. And then that's what's transpiring with prop bets. But there's guys fixing on the game on their court when they're on the court. I'm not going to take the last shot here. They showed Gary Payton Jr. today on X. He's on the Warriors at the time, I believe. They're giving the Wizards or somebody 11.5. Warriors are winning by 12. Gary Payton Jr. is out of the game, and his team's winning by 12, right, Dan? They're winning by 12. Clock's running down. Golden State takes an early shot. They miss. Here come the Wizards. Wizard gets the ball, and it's on X if you want to look it up, folks, and shoots the ball in. So now the dog covers, and Peyton's on the bench, fuming after they won by 9. And they're going, that's the guy that bet on the game. That's what they're going to start looking at. Everybody else, every player that bet on his game, they all get up in the morning, look at themselves on the little screen and see what their prop bets are. Let me ask you a question. Do you like bowling?
Yeah.
Okay. I had a 175 average, but let's say it's on the MGM. Mike North, Wednesday night, bowling league, Chicago, over under 175. I see a lot of the action coming in on the over. Mike, I'm really honest in real life, folks, but Mike being the dishonest guy, calls BB, his wife, and says, B, call Johnny, my brother, in South Carolina, tell him to put $5,000 on the under. I ain't hitting a head pin hardly all night. 165. So what I'm trying to say is anything you can fix with one person is nothing but trouble. But they're not going to give up on prop bets because they make so much money.
I'm going to ask you
that was about as good as anybody's ever
done.
Dude,
that was great because I never looked at it. I never looked at it that way. You're dead on, man. Hey, real quick before I ask you this really difficult question.
I love difficult questions.
I'm going to ask you, do you think this is going to span across other sports?
It already did, Dan.
NFL, Major League.
2017, they let the Astros get away with that crap, okay? And let me tell you something. Who's the guy that's on Bergman? Okay, Bregman. All right? He's topping from team to team, making hundreds of millions. If they would have banned him in 2017, you may not be having this problem. They let him go. No bail and nothing. They said, thanks, because they knew other people and maybe other teams were doing it. They squashed it. Manfred and Silver. I like Manfred for some of his innovations. I'm not going to dog the guy, but they're weak when it comes to the gambling type of thing.
Mike, did Michael Jordan gamble on NBA basketball?
No. Of course, I didn't think Pete Rose gambled. So you're asking the wrong guy. Pete was a buddy of mine. You're asking the wrong guy because Mike, I swear to God.
Mike, you have great love. You have great love and respect for Jordan. Those 2 years out. Wait, those 2 years out. Oh, come on. Okay, wait. Jerry Reinsdorf did own the White Sox.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and you still have him under your umbrella when he's playing with the White Sox.
No doubt.
Okay?
Yeah.
You don't think when he got, now I won't say caught, questioned for him being in Atlantic City during the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah.
You don't think there was.
Oh, wait, look, we beat the crap out of him. I see Michael, when I see Michael again, and
isn't he a notorious gambler?
Oh, yeah. But when I see Michael again, I'm going to tell him we were too hard on you. I said, because he was sort of like, he still does so much good. He's come out even better than any man I would have imagined would come
I
out.
love him on this NBC thing.
Yeah,
now.
and with his fame and everything else, he's handled it, I think, as good as anybody could handle it. He's one of the top 5 most recognizable, if not top 3, 2 most recognizable athletes ever. And that I had the pleasure of being his friend for a brief minute, knowing him, hanging with him, playing ball with him playing 16-inch softball in charity games at Dillon's. He ingratiated himself to Chicago. It wasn't a one-way street. I mean, he didn't have to do anything for anybody. And I know
that city loves him.
Oh, let me tell you something. There's not too much, and I covered the guy from 92 on in the media, but before then I loved him. I mean, I went to the first season of the Bulls in 67, and Sloan and Walker and Love and Mata saved the city because they had tried basketball twice before, the Stags and the Packers, and they folded. This was their last chance. So that's why those numbers are retired up there in those rafters. Those guys made the playoffs their first year. That paved the way for Chet Walker and Van Leer and those guys.
Bob loves teams and all them.
Yeah, and then Jordan comes in, and I used to sit at the stadium. Madonna walks by. There's celebrities all over the place. In Chicago, during the 90s, it was the greatest. The 90s in Chicago, never again. It was like the Roaring 20s, parties every night after the Bulls games. Downtown was hopping, and Jordan was one of the main catalysts. That's it, and he's the greatest I ever saw play any sport.
Absolutely, he was. World Series tonight. What do you got?
I like Toronto.
Shohei Ohtani and that group. Now, let me ask you this. Do you think the Dodgers are bad for baseball? What I mean by that is there's $375 million in payroll for that team.
Don't we wish our owners did that? Don't we wish our owners did that?
Yes. Major League Baseball, though, they don't have the same punch, though, the NFL does. The NFL has parity, and they have profit sharing. That's why their sport is number one, because they care about the horrible teams, Mike. Does baseball care about the horrible teams? I
had Houston the other night, and I actually stayed up for 3 hours, and it wasn't because the owners or how great the players are. The game sucked. It was because of gambling. If they take gambling out of football tomorrow, okay, you and I are doing the Silz show about curling as a new sport, replacing football, because half the football games every Sunday suck, and the other half are good, but you never are guaranteed. Okay, so I'm just saying gambling has made it probably impossible for Joe to buy the refrigerator for his wife she needs so badly, because he's lost it all. And that's why we have gambling shows now. Of course, some of these people are 11 years old, and you're wondering, how did they get a gambling show? I take the Bears because they got a big mascot. Yeah. And, so to me, in the next 5 years, there's more credit card problems and everything else because of gambling, man. And football's one of the range drivers and now the prop bet thing. Well, first of all, it's good to have the families back. They had disappeared for a while. I kept insisting to my friend they're all still around. I said the Lucchese's
when I heard Lucchese, Genovese, Gambino, I was like,
I got to hurt them. We're back.
Fellas again.
And you're knocking down statues now? You better be careful. The Lucchese's are back. You knocked down that Columbus Day statue. I'm telling you now.
Especially in Chicago. Especially in Chicago.
I was tearful. I watched the 80s on Reels, and I go, what happened? But they're all back. All the families are back. The Chicago family's intact. And Chauncey Billups, he was ushering some people with some major league money.
Wait a minute. The Sam Giancone family's back?
Maybe relatives. Relatives. All I know is I met Phyllis McGuire. She was a hottie when she was like in her 70s.
That was JFK. That was JFK's chick, right?
Yeah, and Sam. So there was a problem. The president and the head of the mob. A little bit of an issue. Well, having trouble.
Wait a minute. I just figured something out. No wonder JFK won Illinois.
Oh my God. Are you kidding? Between Daley and Giancana. Oh my God. Don't worry. But then you can't turn your back You can't turn your back.
All right. Do the Eagles win on Sunday against the Giants?
Wow, 7 points. They're giving the Giants 7 points.
Now, has that number moved at all since the AJ?
Like 7. If it goes to 7.5, I'm not. I think right now you'd have to lean Eagles. I mean, you got Carter back, and you got.
If it goes 7.5, would you take Giants in the number?
You're almost tempted to, and you got a running game. You got Scannable. You got an escapable quarterback. You got Carter back on your side, right? Is that his name? Carter,
yeah.
The Jalen Carter back. And, and I've been brushing up on Philly. But I know most of the players because they're in the playoffs because of some great players. A lot of people are taking the Eagles. That doesn't mean they're not going to cover. A lot of people are taking the Eagles.
All right, last one here for you.
Probably money line on the Eagles.
Chicago at Baltimore, you got them? You're going to be one pissed off guy pretty soon because your Bears are going to be 6-2, you know.
And I'm betting against them like the last 2 weeks, and they're winning these games. What do you? My whole childhood. Look, here, I got some change in my pocket. That's the money I've had betting the Bears over 60 years. Okay, I'm lucky I'm up. I mean, my God, and then all of a sudden they're grasping miracles.
Mike's got Canadian nickels in his pocket.
Oh my God, it's crazy. But I think. Look, the Bears have had some good breaks, but they lead the league in turnovers. And I said last week, well, they're not going to do that again, get that many turnovers. They did. They got 3 turnovers again. So that's it. I would take the Ravens, hoping they can play almost Lamar Jackson questionable now. That would be another break for the Bears. 3 breaks in a row, but you're taking advantage of them and winning. And now with that guy out, Lamar Jackson, then you're looking at Brett Hundley. Okay, we'll take him any day of the week.
A birdie told me by the name of Munkin, that Lamar's playing Sunday.
Okay, and I wouldn't doubt him, but they just said that he's like questionable. Okay,
yeah,
you got to keep track of the guy.
You just got to telling me about guys rigging the games.
I'll tell you, it'll be a long time before I play poker in Vegas again. No wonder. I'm always going to blame the X-ray tables. That's how I lost.
The X-ray tables.
They cheated me with the X-ray tables.
Mike, next week we're good?
I say that every week.
Okay.
I don't know if you have 3-4 Scotch and waters and you go, I miss Mike, and you go, hey, Mike, we back on yet.
I
don't know.
Scotch and water.
I look like a 50s detective right now. I mean, this is not good. Wait a minute, hold on.
You look like Columbo.
Hold on. Hey, let me tell you something. One more thing.
Mike, I do love you, man. I appreciate you doing this.
Hey, let's try this. I'll be here next week. I'm announcing it to the many people.
There you go.
Next week, we should take some questions.
Okay.
You know why?
We'll take questions next week. I got it.
I didn't know you played at Miami. Did you really play at Miami?
Yeah, wait a minute. I'll just hook you up here. Yeah, we used to kill that Notre Dame team of yours. Yes.
Yeah. Let me tell you, Lou Holtz.
No.
Lou Holtz and Jimmy Johnson were great, but later on, I get it.
No. Here's what Lou would do. I don't know how this Miami team is. And Jimmy Johnson would go, Lou, you're 10-0. I don't know how we're going to beat that Miami team. Those Miami guys have so much speed in it. Lou, you're 10-0. What are you talking about?
I did an appearance with them. A question and answer, just me and him. He was unbelievable, man.
I got to tell you a funny thing.
What a speaker!
Listen to this. So I was at a presser with him because he lives in Orlando,
right?
And he said, somebody asked him, he goes, Coach, why did you ever leave William and Mary? You always said that you really loved it. He goes, well, I'll tell you what I really did. For me, one of the things about William and Mary, one of the greatest places I ever coached in my entire life. My only problem was there was just too many Marys and not enough Williams. And that's why I left William and Mary.
Wow.
Dude, he's one of the truly great
guys. He was so, and one thing, big game coming up. I know people are going to bet LSU. I've bet against Brian Kelly the last
Me too.
And
I can't stand the guy.
Now Texas A&M automatically is going to lose to Brian Kelly. Okay, we'll see what happens. But it's pretty tough when you go. I think A&M's favored. I keep hearing. I keep hearing. You don't want to go to bed at night. They're true. They're 13-1.
Hey, did you see Marcus Freeman turn that Florida job down?
Because he's got a better job on this. As I'm sorry,
we're not paying him more.
No, look, Notre Dame is Notre Dame. They're in the mid. Look, where they are is the ghetto of the Midwest, South Bend. Sorry, get yourself when it comes to things to do. It's not where you'd want to go to college. I was in the service. I lived across the street from Kansas State. That was a party school. Miami.
I was recruited there, Mike, and I was like, yeah, no.
Yeah, but Kansas State was fun, Tights and all those other places. Then Miami. There's also Penn State's great on a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. You kidding me? But it's Notre Dame, and I give the guy credit. And he seems.
I love him.
Such a sincere guy.
I really like him.
He got him in the. Somebody said, "Boy, Notre Dame's really slipped, hasn't it?"
No,
they were in the championship game last year. What are you talking about?
I think they've upgraded from Kelly.
Absolutely, and I love watching Kelly. I'm going to bet against Kelly out of spite, and I don't like to do that.
Yeah, and I call him the main Cajun because all of a sudden now he's got a Cajun accent.
How doing?
Yeah, he's got a new Cajun accent down there.
How the hell are you?
Mike, the guy's from Maine. I mean, what are you talking about, guy? Mike, I will see you later, my friend. Thank you so much, as always.
So long, everybody.
You got it. That is Mike North. Always entertaining, my friends. Always. I love that guy, man. Yeah, I call that guy the main Cajun. How you doing, everybody? This is Brian Kelly from Jefferson Parish. I'm here recruiting a kid from Susquehanna High School. And boy, Brian, you're from Maine. Holy cow. I'm going to disagree with one thing he said, though. I don't think AJ is a cancer in the locker room. I don't. I don't think he is. I think he's a complex dude. Okay? I do. I think he's a complex man. All right. We are going to get the legendary Philly Godfather on with us, as we always do on a Friday. One of my favorite segments. We go over all the NFL games, some of the big-time college football games, too. We'll ask him about the World Series. But my friends at Morgan & Morgan, the number one injury law firm in all of America for a reason, because they win. Thousands of attorneys from coast to coast make sure your family is so well protected and represented. If you've ever been injured on the job, trust me when I tell you, this will be the easiest decision that you will ever make. And that is going with my friends at Morgan & Morgan. I've known John Morgan and his family for over 25 years. Go to forthepeople.com/Big Silz or pound law 529. That's forthepeople.com/Big Silz or pound law 529. And do me a favor, you tell them Big Silz sent you.
This is Eric. When he got injured in a car accident, he called Morgan & Morgan. He not only gets a lawyer, he gets trial lawyers like Sam and Jessica who are in it to win it. He gets his own investigators with briefcases, leather ones. And if you ever have questions, our customer service folks keep things rolling. Injured? We're your army. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
Ignite your nights with free live entertainment daily, only at Live Casino and Hotel Philadelphia's Center Bar. 7 days a week, enjoy some of the region's top party bands, performers, and DJs as they take the stage in the heart of the casino action. Great cocktails, live music, and lively moments. It's all happening at Center Bar at Live Casino and Hotel Philadelphia. Visit livecasinophilly.com for more details and the complete list of upcoming events. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
This is Eric. When he got injured in a car accident, he called Morgan & Morgan. He not only gets a lawyer, he gets trial lawyers like Sam and Jessica who are in it to win it. He gets his own investigators with briefcases, leather ones. And if you ever have questions, our customer service folks keep things rolling. Injured? We're your army. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
Welcome to the Jet Setters and the High Rollers, to the Shot Takers and the Tastemakers. Welcome to the Viewfinders, the Thrill Seekers, and the Night Owls. Welcome to everything you could possibly want on one 5-mile island. Welcome to the Wildwoods. Book your stay today.
In our hometown, we all look out for each other. We go the extra mile to lend a helping hand.
Thank you.
We step up to keep our communities going strong. And at Independence Blue Cross, we're here to keep you going strong. We've been deeply rooted in our communities for more than 85 years. And that connection to members has earned us our spot as the #1 health insurer in the region. So while you look out for your neighbors, know IBX is always looking out for you.
Your gut says Miami is going to win, and you should take the over. Your gut also said your NFT selfies would only go up in value. They didn't. But your head is on Sports Grid and knows the QB is in concussion protocol. The backup has a 45 QBR against the zone coverage. The New York D has the most sacks in the league. So yeah, trust your head. It's smarter to be on Sports Grid.
EAGLES. Eagles.
It's Silz National Football Show. Hit that damn like button. Super chats will be sent to the top. It's clear now Devonte's wide receiver 1. I don't think that's clear, my friend. I do not think that's clear. Okay? 3.5 years later, and the city still don't know how good A.J. Brown is. I don't think the Philadelphia Eagle offensive coaches know how good he is. When Xander says this right here, I don't think they know how good he is. Okay? Get this. You may think, and the only reason, though, that the fans don't know how good he is, it's because the fucking coaching staff doesn't know how good he is. If they did, they'd have a decent passing game each and every single week. It's because they don't have a quarterback that gets them the football, nor do they have the mentality to get them the football. That's actually a great topic. The coach or the quarterback? I think it's both. Both can be true. Here, let's do this. Okay. Well, somebody doesn't believe in somebody. Okay? Hey, somebody, either the coaches don't believe in the quarterback, nobody knows how good the wide receiver is, either the coaches don't trust the quarterback. You know what? Some of you guys made a great comment here. These next couple games, these next 6 games, where you got, listen, the quarterback's got to win this football game Sunday. And he ain't got no A.J. Brown. You think you're getting a run game going without a center? Brett Toth blows. That guy's a scout team guy. You got a scout team guy playing center right now. You got an injured Landon. You think your run game magically is going to turn around. The only way your run game turns around is if Hurts is involved in it. I mean, guess who's going to be the leading rusher? Here's a great one. Who do you think's going to have more yards rushing on Sunday? Jalen Hurts or Saquon Barkley? My money's on Hurts. My money's on Jalen Hurts to have more rushing yards than Saquon Barkley. You bet. You watch. Hurts gets like 65 yards rushing because he's got to get out in the perimeter. And because the offensive line's not going to be holding him up because you don't have A.J. Brown. Hey, get this. When I go into this game against the Eagles on Sunday, you think I fear your fucking passing game? Why would I? It's one dude to cover. When you got A.J. Brown on the field, I'm concerned. You got one dude on the field, Hey, give him his yards. As long as the other guy doesn't beat me, I'm good. Get this. You see this here? Barkley's going to ball. Where would you fucking get that? Where in the world did you see anywhere this year that you have? That's just hope. That's praying. That's wishful thinking. There's been no metric at all this year that has shown Barkley is going to have a 100-yard game on Sunday. There's no way. You guys are living in 2024. Why would you believe Barkley would go for I'm not. Why? What have you seen this year? And by the way, this ain't anything to do with Saquon. This has got more to do with the O-line and the philosophy. I'll tell you the one thing that I hate that they're doing. Let me ask you this. And I'm going to do this again to you guys. And I'm glad that this aggravates certain people. I won't name anybody. Let me ask you this. I'm going to do the thing again here. So when I do a run game, and I'm doing this, or here, I'll do it this way. I'm not knocking you out. If I hit you 12 times like that, it could be all right. I hit you 40 times like that, you're going to fall. You're going to fall. What happens with these young coordinators? They abandon the run. And when you abandon the run, you put your quarterback in jeopardy of being injured. You got to keep running the ball. 1 yard, 1 yard, 1 yard, 1 yard. 3 and out. 1 yard. 1 yard. This show should be investigated for being too good. Thank you. Keep hammering. Bang. Bang. That's who you are. You're not some finesse team. That's right, brother. You're a professional masturbator. That's why you're here. Look at KCA Eagle. The king of masturbators, or debating sports, whatever you want to call. Barkley gets 100 yards. Book it. Yeah, sure, guy. Because he's been dynamic? What? Yeah. They get away from the run game. Keep hammering that bitch in there, man. Bang, bang, bang. Eventually, the kid's going to break one. Barkley's got a little bit of Barry Sanders in him. You may hold him down, but he's going to hit his head on the goalpost somewhere. So you know about hammering. How you doing? I don't think our line is physically able to right now. Could be. I don't care if Barkley gets 100 or 10. Get the win. That's literally all that matters. O-line has to get more push. You ain't getting it. Wait a minute. So you got a douchebag in here that says that Barkley's going to get 100 yards and you're losing a center. Yeah, that makes sense. Let me take one of my $20 million offensive linemen away. Where is that guy? Book it. Barkley gets 100, and you just lost an O-lineman. Book it. Brett told this. No, he's the same. He's the same. Hey, you got Denver this week, Junior. I believe you got Denver. Does Texas, boy? Doesn't he have Denver this week? You better not come away with an L on that one there, Junior. You better show people you could beat a good team. Oh, and by the way, Texas, boy, If you win that game, you might be able to go like this. Hey, we beat the Broncos. Eagles lost to the Broncos. Boy. Right? Texas, boy. Actually, his football team's looking better. Hey, dude, Dak's playing great ball. He is. Yeah. Well, you lost to the Giants, and they beat the Giants. Senor, you want to play that game? Well, they beat the Giants, and you got crushed by the Giants. Crushed. Beat the Cowboys. Silz, how should the Eagles change their defensive plan in game 2 against the Giants? Got to keep that kid pinned in that box, bro. Don't let Jackson Dart get out in the perimeter like that, and don't let him make throws. Guess what they're going to do? Keely! Oh, Keely! Where's Keely? Ooh. There he is. Hi, Keely. Keely! I'm coming for you. Yeah. Kiwi bingo! I'm coming for you, Kiwi! Woo! You got Keely Ringo starting in the secondary? You. Good grief. Serious question. You used to be all about winning. It's all about... Dude, nobody's talking about fucking stats. We're talking about trends, and we're talking about balance. Bro, you are so dumb. Honestly, the guillotine was made for dudes like you, not to infect the world. Silz, Mike North was point on the NBA scandal. Mike Francesi, former of the Colombo family, has a great video on YouTube. You must see it. I've actually talked to that guy. I've actually talked to him, man. Yeah. Yeah. Woo! Oh, man. I'd rather drink liquid acid than watch Ringo play in Philly. Hey, where are all them Keely Ringo fans? Bingo! What's his number? What's Keely Ringo's number? I'll be hollering bingo when Jackson Dart throws a bomb on him. Howie has made so many bad signings, draft pick. Now the draft picks are not bad. Okay? He's not. Silz, what do you think is harder on the O-line? Well, pass protection, you got to remember, when you're pass protecting and you're going backwards, you don't know what's behind you. That's how a lot of guys get their knees blown out. Is guys there's someone under you. When you're run blocking, it takes more of a toll on you physically. Because why? You're moving dudes off the line. You're more pass protection. That's more finesse shit. That's finesse. You don't really get a lot of bull rushers. You'll get a couple bull rushes, but mostly it's going to be finesse moves. Guy making an outside move on your outside shoulder, inside move, trying to do a chop spin on you, what have you. So it's more finesse. It's moving your feet. When you got a run block, dude, you're pounding, you're using your head, you're getting in there. You got to move people off the ball. Dude, Dexter Lawrence or Vita Vea, those kind of dudes. Those guys are hard to move off the ball, brother. Not that easy. Okay? Just not that easy. Not happening there. So, I got to tell you something here. Guess who I thought about this week? So when that whole thing came down about the NBA, I'm going to tell you, there's somebody that used to live in Yuma that made me think about him when he was, I don't know, all of a sudden what you got with the NBA gambling scandal, I thought of one guy. I don't know. He wrote a book. He's a big author now. He goes around the country. You know, he's like, I don't want to say Bill Clinton. A book tour. He hates Clinton. I got to come up with a different one. From what I understand, too, he donated part like for the White House like dining room. I understand that he won a bunch of money this past week on my Canes getting beat. So what he did was he donated some money to the ballroom there at the White House for Trump. Without further ado, he is without a doubt one of my favorite guests of the week. All of you know we go over all the NFL, some particular college games. By the way, tonight also World Series. Shohei Ohtani and those Dodgers versus the Toronto Blue Jays. Kind of international stuff there. Canada, obviously. Wait, Trump's okay with us crossing the border? Okay, anyway. Without further ado, our friend, the legendary Philly Godfather, joins us right now. How you doing, brother?
What's up, Dan? I heard Trump's going to put tariffs on anyone watching the Blue Jays game tonight.
Yeah, an extra $10 on Canada people now. You get to have to watch the World Series there. No question about it here. Hey, brother, what do you make of this A.J. Brown all of a sudden? Hey, did the number change at all with A.J. when he was declared that he wasn't going to play in this game and he was not going to play? Did it change at all?
Not really. It was floating around 7.5. Now it's down to 7. Not much. He's a big part of that offense. But again, they've got other weapons. Dallas Goedert. They got Devonte Smith. There's so many people on the offensive side of the football that Jalen Hurts can pass the ball to. So, yeah, I mean, it hurts not having him in there. But again, revenge spot for the Eagles against the Giants team that just blew the doors off 2 weeks ago. So it's going to be interesting.
How about this, too? They lose Cam Jurgens. He's not playing in the ball game, too. So how do you see this thing playing out? Do you think they get their revenge? I got them 21-17 because of the injuries. I do think at home they win, but do you think it's more than that? Because I think it's 7 right now.
Yeah, it's 7 points. Last time these two teams played, the Giants were the much healthier team. And even though A.J. Brown ain't playing, the Eagles this week are healthier than the Giants. So that's big. Eagles have a plus 11 health score when it comes to pass defense over New York. So that should give Jalen Hurts an opportunity to have a big game as long as he doesn't throw a couple interceptions. I mean, he's playing up against a banged-up secondary that's heading into Lincoln Financial Field. Definitely revenge spot for the Eagles here. Last time they played, I think the Eagles turned the ball over twice. They lost the turnover battle 2-0. So I don't see that happening again. Am I willing to lay the 7 points without A.J. in the game? No. But, I mean, if you want to put them in a teaser, 7-point teaser, get them down just to win the game. These division games are always tough, regardless of who won the first game. If you get the Eagles down to a pick 'em and maybe tie in the Texans at +5, you probably would make some money that way. I think Jalen Hurts has a big game. Anytime touchdown for Jalen Hurts. Anytime touchdown for Devonte Smith and Dallas Goedert as well. You can get them at plus like 185 and plus 175. So I think the Eagles win the game. I'm just not willing to lay 7 points on them this week.
Who do you think has more rushing yards in this game? Saquon Barkley or Hurts?
That's a good question. I would say Saquon.
Saquon. All right. Let's go to some of the games here now. Got a Fox game. Bills and Panthers. It's 46.5 +7 the Panthers are getting. I'll tell you what, the Fighting Canales, they're now 4-3 on the season. I think that Bryce Young's not going to be going in this game against the Bills, so that obviously hurts them in this game here. But, you got a wobbling Bills team heading into this thing here. Who do you like in this one?
Yeah, I think the Bills last time I checked were 7-point favorites. Total's 46.5, I think it is.
Yep.
Early money. I mean, the whole world's betting the Bills here. But the Panthers, like you said, they built some momentum. They won 4 of the last 5 games heading into this one. But anytime they've stepped up against better competition against the Jags or the Patriots, they kind of got the doors blown off. So this is a big test for this Carolina Panthers team to see how far they've come from last season. As long as the Panthers, can avoid turnovers, I think they can stay within the Vegas number. I mean, this Bills defense ranks in the basement of the NFL. I think they're 25th in opponent yard play. it just scares me enough, though. I don't know if Carolina can score enough to keep up with, this Bills team that averages about 8 more points per game on offense. I haven't bet it yet, but I kind of like the Panthers +7. I mean, and if that line gets even higher, I like them as well. It's tough going against the Bills. They've lost 2 in a row here, so they might come out on fire. So that's the only thing that scares me. Like I said, I haven't bet it yet, but I kind of lean towards the Panthers a little bit. Anything over a touchdown.
This is a really tricky one because it looks like it's going to be a game time decision on Lamar Jackson. So that could obviously move the number here. They're 1-5 right now. I think the season's probably lost, but the Ravens are getting 7. I guess that's with the premise that Lamar's not playing. This Bears team now sitting at 4-2, one of the teams that, we talked about potentially being a surprise. It's 49.5 heading into this game. It's in Baltimore. Obviously, with Lamar, that's going to determine whether or not, how this game's going to look. How do you see that game?
Yeah, I think he's playing, to tell you the truth. I mean, the line's 6.
I do too.
Yeah, I mean, you got a 1-5 team favored by 6.5 points. The total's at 49. They're expecting a lot of points in this game. The Bears defense has been one of the best in the NFL when it comes to takeaways. They've got 16 takeaways on the season, which I think 11 of them are from interceptions. So it's hard to pass the ball on that defense. Chicago also has some injuries. They got 3 other. We got Tremaine Edmonds, Kyler Gordon. I don't think they're playing on Sunday. I don't think Stevenson's playing on Sunday either. Another top cornerback. So they're a little banged up on the defensive side of the ball. It's tough laying, that many points against a Bears team that's actually playing some pretty good football. I kind of like the Ravens in a teaser, 7-point teaser. It's a must-win for them to save the season. I think they win the game. I don't know if they cover the spread, but I think they win the game. So if you want to time in a 7-point teaser with the Texans or maybe the Bills, you got a shot of cashing the ticket.
How about this? I wouldn't give you this game to talk about, but who's got the number 1 defense in the NFL? It's the Browns. And they're sitting at 2-5, I think, right now, 40.5. And the Patriots are getting 7. I know, listen, they're 5-2 right now, but that's a young team learning how to win still. I mean, look, I get it. Dylan Gabriel, I mean, whatever you want to make it at. You're starting to see Shedeur Sanders starting to get first-team reps. So, obviously, they're not sold at the quarterback position. But remember, this Browns team did beat the Packers. Yeah. And they're number 1 in defense right now. Probably the under in this one here. How do you see this one?
Line 7 and 40.5, so it's a short total.
Yeah.
But 7 points is a lot in the NFL to be laying against one of the best, if not the best, defense in the league. Turnover margin, neither team turns the ball over much. When it comes to health, I think the Patriots are slightly healthier. They got a +6 health score over the Browns. But again, New England's defense, they're not the best. They're ranked 23rd in opponent yards per play. But on the other side of football, since Flacco left, I mean, this Browns offense is kind of lethargic, sitting near the bottom of the league in almost every offensive category. So I don't know if they can score enough points to keep up with the Patriots here. Defensive line for the Patriots, they've struggled, protecting their quarterback. They're 27th in sacks allowed, while Cleveland's defense ranks top 10 in pressure rate. So that should help them. Drake May, he's handled the pressure pretty good. He's completed 75% of his passes against the blitz. So if you're going to blitz him, he's going to burn you. He's been lights out, and he's actually got the 3rd best odds to win the MVP. So they might have another star quarterback in New England right now. This kid's playing unreal. But after 4 straight wins, I think they've won 5 of the last 6, the Patriots. This could be a potential letdown spot for New England. In my opinion, you're betting into like an inflated price here. One of the, they're in first place. The bookmakers know the whole world's going to be betting the Patriots. So they're giving you a bad number at 7. I kind of like the Browns a little bit. I haven't bet it yet, but I lean towards the Browns a little bit.
Boy, Drake May is number 3 right now in potential MVP, huh?
Yeah.
Man, that is great because, we've been a fan of his since he came out of college here. How about this one here? Dolphins and Falcons. Michael Penix. I mean, whatever you want to say, the Falcons are coming. I like Bijan Robinson. I think he's going to get 2K this year in total offense from scrimmage. I mean, I think the Miami Dolphins are in nuclear meltdown. I think Tua is in a meltdown. The head coach is on, a massive hot seat right now. As I said, 1-6, 44.5. But the Falcons at home are getting 7.5. How do you see this one?
Yeah, it's 7.5 and 44.5. Both teams are kind of banged up when you look at the injury reports heading into this matchup, but it feels like a lot of points, 7.5. But I'm not looking to bet, on a 1-16, like you said, that appears they might have checked out for the season. They might have just, thrown in the towel already. The other problem is if you're looking to bet the Dolphins here, they can't hold on to the football. They're ranked 30th in turnover margin, turnover differential in the season. And I think they lead the league in interceptions thrown. So, when you're taking 7 and you got a team that turns the ball over left and right, it's hard to cover the Vegas number. Last time I checked, about 90% of the money's on the Falcons, early money, so I don't want to be on the public side either. But Miami, they could get crushed here. They've got a problem, protecting the quarterback. They turn over the ball a ton. If Tua throws a couple picks in this one, it's game over. I didn't bet it yet, but I kind of lean towards the Falcons -7.
I will spare you Jets and Bengals. That's for damn sure here. 49ers and Texans. 5-2 they're sitting at. It's in Houston. The number's 42.5, and it's 2.5 the Texans are getting. Are you buying San Francisco?
They're really hurt, man. They're really banged up. Every week, it seems like every week another guy's getting hurt, another guy's getting banged up. And this Texans team, they really got to win here to keep pace with the Colts. The Colts could end up 7-1 after beating the Titans this week. So this is a big game for Houston. I kind of like Houston here on the money line. I think they have to win this game if they're going to stay in it this year. They're a stingy football team with the football. They rank 6th in turnover differential. Their defense ranks 4th in the NFL in opponent yards per play. San Fran's limping into a 1 p.m. game. Biggest game of the season for Houston. I think Houston wins the game here.
Wow. How about McCaffrey, though, man? He's on pace for 1,100 yards rushing, like 1,200 yards receiving, and 130 catches. He's really, like you said, the only thing that they have in the tank there with this. Here's a game here. You know what? When I played against the Saints, I've covered the Bucs and the Saints. I don't know, man, why every freaking time we go to the Superdome, that game is always tough. Tom Brady had issues playing against the Saints, even when they weren't very good. Look, I don't think the Saints have anything. You look at all their numbers. Spencer Rattler's not too bad. What Kellen has done, but do the Bucs? They have 20 guys injured.
I know.
How do you see this thing?
Yeah, I think last time I checked, 18 players were on the IR. So
18 players are on the injured list.
Yeah, it's a divisional matchup. And while New Orleans might be the right side here, it's tough to justify.
It's 3.5.
Yeah, 3.5, 4. But it's tough to justify putting any money on the Saints. Like you said, even with Tampa Bay having a bunch of guys, on the IR, you're betting on a 1-6 team if you're backing the Saints here at a short number. They've been brutal against the spread. I think they got the worst record against the Vegas number of any team in the NFL this season. They're probably the right side at +3.5 or +4, but I'm not looking to bet it there.
I didn't realize this number was this high. Cowboys and Broncos, 51 is the over-under on it. 3.5 the Broncos are getting. It's at Mile High. So the Broncos are underdogs at Mile High. Wow. I get the Cowboys offense is number 1 in the NFL. Their passing game is out of sight. Pickens has played really great. You think the Dallas Cowboys go in there and get the win against the Broncos, or do you think this is Denver?
You got two polar opposite teams here, right? The Broncos probably got the best defense or one of the best defenses in the league. But their offense is kind of weak. They rank 17th in points per game. So, they got a problem putting points up on the board. They found a way to come back against against the Eagles and the Giants. So, the team's a good team. They're very resilient. On the flip side, the Cowboys defense, they're probably the worst in the NFL. I think they rank 30th in opponent yards per play. But, offensively, might be the best team in football. On paper, I think they got the second best numbers of any offense in the league. Denver has a strong home field advantage. They're tough to beat at home. But the Cowboys can move the football. Much better offense. Their offensive line is strong. They've only given up the second most amount of sacks on the season. So that should negate some of that pass rush that Denver has, which is one of the better ones in the NFL. Yeah, I like the Cowboys here, +3.5. I think Cowboys might win the game outright, tell you the truth.
Jesus, criminy. I got to tell you, would you ever thought this? The Cowboy offensive line has got a higher grading right now than the Philadelphia Eagle offensive line. Eagles were considered one of the best going in, if not the best, and now they're considered one of the worst heading into this game against the Giants on Sunday here. Never would have thought that. Are you looking at listen, I know the Titans suck. They're 1-6. They arguably have the worst roster in all of pro football. But this bad puppy's 14.5. And I know you don't like when the number, people don't realize when you hear 14.5, there's probably like 10, 15 games in the last 30 years that are 14.5, right? You don't see that number like that. Are you buying this Colts team and Daniel Jones?
The proof is in the pudding, man. They've beaten some good teams. They've beaten teams on the road. One of the best point differentials in the NFL, if not the best record in the NFL. And right now they're laying, who would have thought they'd be laying 14 points in a division game against the Titans?
No way.
It's actually up to 15.5 at a couple shops. So, and the totals climbed. It went from 45 to 48. Basically telling you the market expects a lot of points in this game. The Titans have been 1-6. They've been brutal. Their average margin of defeat has been 16 points per game. They rank near the bottom of the league in almost every offensive and defensive category. If you thought they were bad last year, I think they're even worse this year. They went 2-15 against the number last year, and you say to yourself, how can they be worse? And they're worse than they were that last year. But this is the second meeting between these two teams. Division games tend to be a little tighter, tend to be a little wackier. Both teams know each other like the back of their hand. The Colts' pass defense isn't that great, and they did give up 20 points to the Titans last time they played. So kind of a potential letdown spot for Indy here with the Steelers on deck. The whole world's betting that the Colts, 90% of the early action is on Indianapolis, and I never want to be on the public side. Not that heavy. The Titans are probably right side at plus 15. I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to bet it, but it sounds like they're the right side.
This is maybe one of the best games of the weekend. You got the Packers 4-1-1, and you've got Aaron Rodgers hosting his former team. They're in Pittsburgh. So you got a 4-2 Mr. Hiawatha versus his Packer team. What do you like here, man? This ought to be pretty good here.
Yeah, a little revenge game for Rodgers. And he's played well this season. The Steelers,
he's on pace for 42 touchdowns.
Yeah, so their defense is strong. It's always tough to beat the Steelers at home. When you look at the turnover differential on the season, Pittsburgh ranks 10 spots higher than the Packers. So that's big anytime you're looking to bet a game, 3 points or less. You look at the defense, Pittsburgh's got 10 takeaways on the season, while the Packers only have 3. Both offensive lines are strong. I think they're both top 10 in sacks allowed. Both defenses rank, I think, in the top 5 in the NFL in sack and pressure rate. So they get a lot of pressure on these opposing quarterbacks and force them to make mistakes. Health score, both teams are relatively healthy. But I think the Packers have played the more efficient football on the season. They could easily be 6-0 if it wasn't for that collapse against the Browns. And, they lost the turnover about 2-0 against the Cowboys, and they found a way to tie that game. Pittsburgh, on the other hand, I think they might be a little overvalued. They were extremely fortunate to beat the Patriots. I think the Patriots turned the ball over 5 times in that game. Week 1 of the season, they were lucky to beat the Jets. And even when they beat the Vikings 24-21, Vikings lost that turnover about 2-0, or else that could have been a different story.
So a little overhyped, huh?
A little bit. They've been lucky. Their luck ratio's up there. They got lucky with the opposing teams turning the ball over at the right time for them. They do have a quality win over the Patriots, but it's kind of diminished because the Patriots turned the ball over 5 times. And if you remember that game, the Patriots seemed like they were always in the red zone and just turning the ball over. So it's not a clean victory for me. I guess I kind of like the Packers if it gets to -2.5. I think the better team here. Kind of like the Packers a little bit.
Commanders and Chiefs, it's at Arrowhead, and I don't believe Jaden Daniels is playing. Boy, after going 0-2, they're the Chiefs right there in 15, 4-3. Here they come rolling again. Now they also get Rashid Rice back. Yeah. I believe that's another big number too, right? It's 12.5.
Yeah.
Do you like the number there, 12.5?
I haven't bet the game yet, but you got Marcus Mariota going against the Chiefs team. It looks like they got their mojo back. They won 4 of their last 5. I think they're the odds-on favorite now again to win the Super Bowl. So, Commanders' pass defense all banged up. I mean, you might see Mahomes throw for 300 yards in this one. He's got some of his weapons back, like you mentioned. I guess the best hope for the Commanders is to try to run the ball, slow the game down, limit the possessions.
Turnovers.
Yeah, turnovers. And Kansas City's defense hasn't been the best against the run. I think they're giving up 4.5 rushing yards per carry, which is like the 10th or 11th, worst in the league. You got a small window, though, if you look at the Commanders here, plus 12.5. If it got to 14, maybe I look to bet the Commanders. I just can't bet against Mahomes at Arrowhead, especially against a backup QB. I mean, do you want to bet the Commanders? I'm not.
No.
So I'm not. Yeah.
Before I get to some college games here, what'd you make of that NBA gambling scandal? I mean, obviously, I'm not saying that, listen, when you're in your profession, you've got to always be careful because of certain things. And there's so many regulations now on what you have to, and when you're taking bets, when you hear an NBA coach is involved in an illegal poker game, and then you hear players talking about, how about this, giving injury reports so people can lay money down. I mean, it skews the number. That probably makes your job even harder when you're setting a line, especially because I know you do NBA games as well. What's your takeaway with all this?
I mean, Gilbert Arenas got locked up in the summertime for having illegal poker games with a supposed mob. And now you got Chauncey Billups. And it's not just holding illegal poker games. They were cheating people out of money. I mean, they had a device that could tell you what the cards were, and they were robbing people. So, people have been trying to fix stuff since the beginning of the time. Look at the Black Sox from 16, whatever that year was. A lot of game fixing, a lot of match fixing. I guess greed takes over. I mean, these guys are making big money. I don't.
Boston College point shaving scandal, that thing,
Yeah, and my buddy Jimmy with Timmy the ref and all that stuff. But I mean, these guys are making big money, and you would think they were smarter than that. But I guess greed takes over. The temptation of getting over, unless these guys were in debt and they were trying to work off their debt, maybe something like that happened. But it's just kind of mind-boggling because Billups is a head coach in the NBA making big money. Rozier's got a $100 million contract. It's not like he's a guy, making $500,000.
Chauncey Billups is a former Finals MVP, too.
Yeah, he was one of my favorite players. I mean, those teams were amazing.
No.
And it's kind of mind-boggling that they would even get involved.
Is it the game? Is it the game they just want to be in? Is that it? I mean, it's not really. It can't be about money when you're, like you said, guy played 17 years. I mean, is it just more about being in the game and the excitement of it?
I think the action's a big part of it, but then again, a lot of these guys blow their money. I'd read a statistic that 80% of the NBA players go broke after 5 years of retirement. So you don't know what their financial situation is. You don't know what their mindset is. You don't know if they're smoking too much of that ganja. I don't know what's going on, but at the end of the day, like they know what they're doing, and they know if they get caught. I mean, there's serious implications. You got an NBA head coach. I mean, I don't know. It's just it's sad, and it's kind of scary at the same time because if there's one or two guys doing it, there's got to be hundreds of guys. And at the college level, it gets even scarier because a lot of those kids ain't making the money, even though some kids are making some big money these days. So, the integrity of the game is definitely in jeopardy. Billions of dollars, TV contracts, and once people stop trusting that things are on the up and up, ratings are going to plunge. So it's a major issue.
How about this? November 1st, college kids get to start gambling on pro sports. That just came down this week that those kids get to do that. And I was wondering, lastly, on this topic here, do you think that it crosses over to other sports? Do you have to worry about the NFL, Major League Baseball? You got a World Series starting tonight. I mean, how much do you think all of that, you watched a game against Denver and you watched the Goddard call at the back of the end zone there. You're like, that's pass interference. Pass interference and holding are so subjective. You can call it every play. Do you think it crosses over like this?
I mean, scary. I mean, the interpreter for Ohtani, he got jammed up for gambling. Like you're seeing more and more of it, And the leagues don't help with the way they call certain games, they protect certain players. I mean, the Kansas City Chiefs for the last 5 years have getting all the calls. That's not by accident. So, I don't know what the bylaws are, but I have read one time that, the leagues can, if they wanted to, could predetermine the outcome of any game they wanted to because they have that right. And hopefully they don't do it. But, when you look at all the calls against the opposing teams that the Chiefs have played over the last 4 or 5 years, and last year it kept building and building, and then everyone started talking about it. It's kind of scary, but again, like these players are making big enough money where they don't have to, they don't have to cheat, they don't have to fix games. The player props are big because I guess they feel like, oh, what's the big deal if I, don't catch one pass or I don't make 2 foul shots, and my boys make some money and I make some money on the side, but it's against the law, man, and if you get jammed up, you're looking at serious time.
World Series tonight. Who do you got?
Man, that Dodgers team gets me so upset because the Phillies should be here, Dan. I mean, Rob Thompson with his brain cramps. I mean, I know we lost Wheeler in the season, but the Phillies had an opportunity to be in the World Series.
Those were the 2 best teams in the postseason.
Yeah.
Both American League and National League.
Yeah. And, I mean, the Dodgers are big favorites. I think they're like 2-1 or minus 215 on the money line, even though they're like minus 155 for the first game. The Blue Jays, however, didn't have the best run differential in the American League, but, they get hits in crucial moments. They're very clutch. This is a team that can put up 10, 13 runs, 8 runs if they have to. So they do definitely have the bats. And the Dodgers pitching isn't the best. I mean, the value is on the Blue Jays at plus like 180. But more than likely, the Dodgers probably win it. But if I had to make a bet on the series, I'd probably take the Blue Jays.
Couple college games here. Ole Miss, Oklahoma. You got number 8 Ole Miss going into this with Oklahoma. It's going to be in Norman there at Memorial Stadium. Who do you like in this one here? I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I think the line is OU 5.5. They're underdogs.
Yeah, they're favored. Yeah.
OU, they're favored. Excuse me.
Yeah, Oklahoma opened up -3, quickly shot up to 5.5. Total opened up at 50.5, went up to as high as 54.5, and then came back to 53.5. So they're expecting some scoring in this game. There's some sharp money that took Oklahoma early at that key number of 3, which pushed it to 5.5. Right now, 65% of the bets, I think, are on Oklahoma. So the public's back in Oklahoma as well. Man, this is a tough one, man. At the current number 5.5, I'm kind of hoping the line gets to 6. And I'll probably take the road dog. I'll probably take Ole Miss plus 6. I mean, Oklahoma's offensive line ranks 94th in sacks allowed per game. Ole Miss ranks 14th, so they protect the quarterback better. Mateer's touchdown interception ratio, I think it's like 7-6, so that doesn't help. I just can't justify laying points against a hungry Mississippi team coming off a loss here. Yeah, kind of like Ole Miss here, plus 6. I think they win the game. As long as they don't lose the turnover battle, I think they probably win the game and cover the spread.
Last one here, A&M, LSU. It's in Baton Rouge, and A&M's they're 2.5-point favorites in this game. Who do you like in this one here at Death Valley?
Kind of like LSU here. I'm hoping it gets to 3 so I can grab a better number, but if it doesn't, I'll probably play LSU plus 2.5. I might even look to take them on the money line as well. They're the better defensive team. They're turning the ball over less. They're the hungrier team with 2 losses on the season. I think the Aggies only faced one opponent that ranked inside the top 20 in opponent yards per play this year, which was Auburn. But Auburn's offense isn't as good. So, yeah, kind of like LSU. Good defense. I think they won the game, tell you the truth. I think Aggies go 7-1 now.
Yeah, absolutely here. Hey, how's the book tour coming? How's everything going? I mean, I see you all the time, on social media. You're all over the place right now. How's the whole thing coming?
It's doing great, man. We got another speaking engagement Monday, 27th, between 1 and 4 p.m. at Rowan University. And we got some guys flying in from California, some big names. I'll text you who they are. I can't release the information yet. In about 2 weeks to try and put this movie deal together. So I might be reaching out to you to play a bad guy in the movie. So things are going great. The book's going great. The sales are going great. And hopefully we close this movie deal sooner than later.
Let me look at this. I want to show you this. Ray Dininger sent me this book. And he goes like this. He goes, Silz, you're one of the best people to come into Philadelphia and talk sports in a long time. He goes, I want you to know the history. He sent me this really dope book, man. I mean,
thick, too. How many pages is that?
Well, let me see. I don't really care about the pages. I just know there's a lot of pictures in here. As long as there's pictures in here, I'm good. They'll never send me a book without pictures in it.
Ray sent it to you?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's sharp. That he's a walking encyclopedia of information when it comes to sports. That guy, when you listen to him, he kind of reminds me of Elon Musk, but with sports, he's like a computer. He just keeps spitting stuff out. He remembers stuff from 20, 30, 40 years ago. He's an amazing mind.
Absolutely. Brother, I appreciate you. Thank you. There he goes. Keep punching there. Next week, brother, I'll catch you up, man. I love talking sports with my friend there. By the way, our great friends at Morgan & Morgan, the #1 injury law firm in all of America for a reason, folks. You know what that is? Because they win. They will defend your family like no one else's business if you've ever been hurt on the job. Go to forthepeople.com/Big Silz or Pound Law 529. It's forthepeople.com/Big Silz or Pound Law 529. And do me a favor. You tell them Big Silz sent you.
This is Eric. When he got injured in a car accident, he called Morgan & Morgan. He not only gets a lawyer, he gets trial lawyers like Sam and Jessica who are in it to win it. He gets his own investigators with briefcases, leather ones. And if you ever have questions, our customer service folks keep things rolling. Injured? We're your army. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
Ignite your nights with free live entertainment daily, only at Live Casino and Hotel Philadelphia's Center Bar. 7 days a week, enjoy some of the region's top party bands, performers, and DJs as they take the stage in the heart of the casino action. Great cocktails, live music, and lively moments. It's all happening at Center Bar at Live Casino and Hotel Philadelphia. Visit livecasinophilly.com for more details and the complete list of upcoming events. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
This is Eric. When he got injured in a car accident, he called Morgan & Morgan. He not only gets a lawyer, he gets trial lawyers like Sam and Jessica who are in it to win it. He gets his own investigators with briefcases, leather ones. And if you ever have questions, our customer service folks keep things rolling. Injured? We're your army. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
Welcome to the Jet Setters and the High Rollers, to the Shot Takers and the Tastemakers. Welcome to the Viewfinders, the Thrill Seekers, and the Night Owls. Welcome to everything you could possibly want on one 5-mile island. Welcome to the Wildwoods. Book your stay today.
In our hometown, we all look out for each other. We go the extra mile to lend a helping hand. We step up to keep our communities going strong. And at Independence Blue Cross, we're here to keep you going strong. We've been deeply rooted in our communities for more than 85 years. And that connection to members has earned us our spot as the #1 health insurer in the region. So while you look out for your neighbors, know IBX is always looking out for you.
Your gut says Miami is going to win, and you should take the over. Your gut also said your NFT selfies would only go up in value. They didn't. But your head is on Sports Grid and knows the QB is in concussion protocol. The backup has a 45 QBR against the zone coverage. The New York D has the most sacks in the league. So yeah, trust your head. It's smarter to be on Sports Grid.
EAGLES. Eagles.
A fabulous week. And you guys make it happen that way. All of you. Thank you very much. We appreciate each and every single one of you. I will see some of you, hopefully all of you, on the pre and post. And don't forget also the halftime show and also the Green Zone with Joe Krauss during Sunday's game against the New York Giants. Not, we'll catch you on Monday, 2 to 6. Have a great weekend. And we'll see you on the flip side.